Yes, don't forget doggiediamondsnofilter.com is the official website of Doggie Diamonds. On there, you can find videos you might have missed, as well as catch the audio, and my stores on there. Make sure you go into there, find you something that you might like, and buy one of the winning team shirts because you are the winning team. Also, man, I have this promo. Let me give you some information on this promo. Have you heard about my $100 promo deal? If not, let me give you some information right now. So look, the promotion will be done on Doggie Diamonds TV as well as the Interlude TV. That's on the Insta stories, the YouTube accounts, the Facebook, the Twitter accounts, the YouTube communities. I can promote whatever you need. But as a reminder, this is for serious inquiries only, man. I don't have no time to be playing. Make sure you Cash App ready. I can help you bring more awareness to your products. Man, let's go. We ain't got no time to play. Oh, different intro today. Should I do this different intro? Nah. Let's go. Yeah. I was about to do the different one. I gotta do what it do. I gotta keep it uniform. What's up? We got It's Boss in the building. We got April in the building. Asiatic in the building. E. Blandon. I am Pretty Black KJ. Roosevelt forever. What's up? Brooklyn GQ is here. Track Rash Beats. What's up? Tay Luciano, Black Leaf, Infinite Talks Podcast. Yes, this frequency is going to get crazy tonight. Rashawn Green, what's up? Edward Pope. Goo Roach, what's going on? Brian, what's up? Brian is in the building. We got Tiger in here. Fred Acevedo. It's Boss, what's up? Watch Slice, what's going on? April, how you doing? Make sure you get them likes up. Get them lights up. This is going to be one of them ones tonight. I promise you. Playback Gang. I know you couldn't join us tonight, but you're going to watch on the Playback. Playback Gang, what's up? We're not going to do a long intro today because we got a lot of work to do tonight. We got a lot of ground to cover. So I ain't even going, I'm about to cut this. I'm cutting this. Here we go. I'm cutting it. I'm cutting it. I'm Doggie Diamonds. Let them know who you are.
What's up, everybody? My name is Nikki D. First female rapper signed to Def Jam. It's been forever. I know everybody always say that when they see me, like, oh, word. I remember her. Yes, me.
They try to say
my homie Doggie Diamonds, as always.
They try to say
I love to interview with.
They try to say you wasn't the first one. What's the misconception about the first woman being signed to Def Jam? Who do they think it is?
Well, they think it's Foxy Brown, because she was obviously with Def Jam, but she was on a subsidiary which was violated Def Jam. So technically,
I never knew that.
I'm the only female rapper signed to Def Jam. Now I believe Rhapsody is on Def Jam, but back then I was the first one signed, and then Def Jam created a Def Jam West, and the Def Jam West had Boss, you know what I mean, and then he had a couple other, but then Foxy came through Violator, but that was distributed through Def Jam.
I never knew that.
If anybody knows anything about subsidiaries, that's what it is.
You just gave some vital information. I thought it was always straight up Def Jam. It was Violator.
No, Def Jam was such a big name that's how they pushed everything. You know what I mean? But look at it. Just pull up any Foxy Brown record. It tells you Violator Def Jam.
Wow.
You just Google that. That's simple.
I always thought that was just the management. I didn't know that.
Nah, it was. Yeah,
it was a lot going on.
It was because Violator, that was Chris Lighty, guy, rest his soul. That was Chris Lighty's brand. You know what I mean? He had a few artists on that brand, but Foxy was obviously the big one, the bill payer.
Yes. So, all right, you stirred up, you stirred the pot yesterday. I don't know if it's that Virgo in you or something like that, but you tried to start something yesterday, and you asked a valid question. Could you ask the question again? And I answered you. And I could get you on the phone, or we talk on social media. What was the question that you asked?
I asked, why doesn't Black media run anything outside of Hot Topics? Like, what we do is Black media. So here's my thing, right? Let me just preface it with this. When it comes to Black media, I feel like we're just as indoctrinated as the rest of the media, if you know what I mean. Like, we tend to fall in the same space as mainstream media. Gotcha. And like I said on my post yesterday, I personally don't even have cable anymore. I don't watch MSNBC. I don't watch CNN. Like, I don't have any of that stuff because I don't really care for that stuff, because it all seems very scripted to me. It all seems to be pushing the same message. When you look at all the channels, it's the same thing. And I feel like Black media, if that's what we're calling ourselves today, right? There's a lot of people on YouTube. There's a lot of people with their own channels, their own networks, if you will, within this channel a lot of people on Patreon, all these different places where you can find all of these Black so-called journalists, if you will. But I personally look at it like most of these Black media companies or networks are more like hot topic spots. Like, I feel like everybody's a Wendy Williams type of thing, because breaking news is always something wrong that's happening. Somebody's dying, a rapper overdosed, or the Diddy information, or somebody, you know what I mean? It's always something that's never promising, if you will. And if we keep using the same tactics that the system has been using on us all this time, then we will continue to be that group of people who also turn down on ourselves. You know what I mean? As if there's nothing in the world happening with us except for those things. And if you have 1 million subscribers and you have 2 million subscribers and you have, give us something else besides breaking news about gossip. You know what I mean? Like, everything is an argument. Everything is a beef. Everything is who slept with who did this, who did that. It's like, God damn, like, all the money these people got, and this all we can look at? This all we can do? So there's got to be more information for us to, to spread.
Who would you blame in this situation? Because, me being Black media, I'm gonna give my spill on it. But who would you blame? Do you think it's the media or it's the people?
I think a little bit of both. Because I think, in the sense that if you're the media, I feel like you could push more stuff out. Like, if I go on Tasha K, she doesn't claim to be anything except for what she is. Right. So this is not like aimed at her. But she'll tell you, I do what Wendy Williams did. Like, I did the thing, I did the hot topics. That's what I do. I am entertainment. She tells you that. But then there's other people who claim that they're journalists. But when you claim you're a journalist, then you need to be journaling more than the hot moment that happened with a celebrity. It's like all celebrity news. Right. There's nothing else happening in the world with Black people. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be more, because if we don't get our information from us, we don't study a little bit further out into our own lives, into our own group of people, and we keep getting it from the mainstream media, then, well, I mean, what different are, how are we different?
We ain't shit. And then the people, we just reporting our demise.
The people, I'm sorry, because the other part was the people who are drawn into it as part of the indoctrination of being used to the bad news. It's like we feed off of it, like we love toxicity. You know what I mean?
So could I give you something? Like, for me, I try to do both. I try to delve into hip hop history. Artists like yourself who mean a lot to me, was deemed as irrelevant at one point. Like, what the fuck you talking to Nikki D for? I'm like, cause she was the first woman signed to Def Jam. Like, everybody wanted to be on Def Jam. And I had to tell people, it's not the person, whether they're relevant or not, it's the conversation that's relevant.
Right.
Because if Nikki D knows this culture, if she knows publishing, if she knows this, then she is somebody that can give the conversation. If I go talk to said young female who been around 3 months, what does she have to talk about? So that's what made me interview y'all. Because, and then I used to get dissed for that. I used to say, oh, he always interviewing has-beens or never was. I was like, no, y'all gonna get it one day. Now it's called giving flowers. Shout out to Nori. Now it's called giving flowers. But look how long ago me and you got up. That was a long time ago.
Absolutely. Easy 10, 15 years ago.
This is what I'm saying. So for myself, I try to give different information, but Nikki, I find that people don't care. How could we get them? If you had any advice for us in these Black media spaces, how do we get the people to care?
Well, it's going to be up to us to turn it around in a way that we have to introduce more. Like, we have to, in the middle of the Diddy news, we got to throw some other news in the middle of that. You know what I mean? Like, if for prime example, everybody's looking at the election coming up, right? 2024. Forever, everybody believes that the goal is to go and make sure you get that president you want in there, put that top dog in there. But what you really don't know is it's not the top dog you really want to vote for. You want to be, if it was about the popular vote, then we would have had Hillary a few years ago, right?
Facts.
But when she first ran against Trump. So let's be clear that the popular vote does not pick the president. They claim that it supports the electoral college votes, but if it did, Hillary had 4 million more. And this is not me picking either Democrat or Republican side. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, why weren't we focused on the primaries to say, oh, you know what? That Supreme Court judge that's going to give you take your rights or give you rights to a certain situation, they're up for nomination. That senator is up for nomination. That congressman, these are the people who write the laws. These are the people who set the bills out there and sign them. The president could introduce them, but the president doesn't make it happen.
Right.
So we're busy going with the whole system of, no, just keep gaslighting them about the president. Because if we move you away from what is really important, then you'll never even have a say so, and you'll stay where you are.
Right.
Like you'll keep being in the same spot where you are. Because quite frankly, and again, not picking sides, but come on, who didn't grow up in a black household that told you was a Democrat?
Facts.
They didn't tell you why.
Yeah.
They
We was just
were.
Democrat because you was black.
Because you was black.
Yeah.
But then you still stayed in the hood. And you still went to the same schools, and you still had to struggle, and you still had to do financial aid to get out, and nobody handed you a silver spoon. And you still had to work very, very hard. But this is the party for you.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing ever changed in the community where the Democrats are supposed to really be uplifting it. However, not to take anything from that, because my brother Hakeem Green, who does 24 hours of peace every year, which we all know, if anybody's familiar from Channel Live, he has figured out how to dive into the system, if you will, and pull budgets so he could do things for the community. So there are ways to, if you will, infiltrate that system, but on a grand scale, we're not fed that information every day.
He blocked me because he thought I was a Republican.
Huh?
He blocked me because he thought I was a Republican.
No way.
Dead ass serious.
No way.
Dead ass serious. You know, I know him. He lived on my block. Yeah,
But you're entitled to be who you want to be.
Not
you know what I mean?
Not in these. This is and that's another topic because we got to have, because it has been a lot of bullying of people behind their political, even their thoughts, their experimentation. They're saying, well, if this ain't been working for us for this amount of time, maybe we should try something different. It's been bullying. It's been a lot of bullying, you know. So what I wanted to give you, and I wanted to inform you about media and black media within itself. First of all, it is a lot of dysfunction when it comes to us. And we would believe that that's all there is. But I find on my platform, I talk about, you know, we into the gym, but I talk about the gym. I talk about weight loss. Sometimes I show supplements. I talk about mental health as well as physical health. That's my lowest numbers. That's my lowest numbers. So if I went off of talking about that, I'd be on the side of the road with a piece of cardboard. For example, we got 220 people in the room now. Last night I talked about Diddy. I had 1,300. So that shows you, right? This is a living testament of the problem. So that's why I say, is it us? Because what we're going to do, we're going to give the information. But do they want it?
It's the programming. It goes from way, way back. And I don't mean to cut you off, Diamonds, but it goes all the way back. Like, it goes so deep into what we have been. Okay, let's just go back to mainstream media for a second. Every time you watch mainstream media, you was thinking, I was thinking to myself, damn, black people are the only people that commit crimes?
Yeah. We all on welfare?
We all on welfare?
Yeah.
We all up the block shooting? You mean tell me ain't nothing else happening in this country except for black people committing crimes?
Right.
So then you look on the ID channel, whatever crime.
The Ion channel, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep.
And good Lord, it's all these white people up there just killing each other all day long, back and forth. But it's not showcased in the media. So whatever, and it's always like, even the people who come from other countries, this is what they see about us in other countries. It's all part of the programming. So if somebody tells you long enough you ain't shit, you're going to think you ain't.
Right.
And you're not interested in the positive part of it because, well, this is who you are. I told you that's who you are. And ain't nobody never going to believe I could be nothing. Prime example, Diddy. Right. And I'm going to go to Diddy because you did something wrong, go to jail, get it done. Let's not even play no games. If you did some foul shit, you need to, you know what I mean? You need to be handled, whatever that is, right? And then once the case is over, once the trial is over, it's all going to be said and done. It is what it is. The feds came and got you. That's a big deal.
Yes.
However, the thing is, he was, in our eyes, this big mogul, right? Whether we liked him or not, whether we liked how he got there, but he somehow came up off 900 million just being a big old personality, you know, pushing this music for a second, right? And then getting into this liquor, Ciroc, and being a marketing genius, if you will, and pushing himself all the way, making posted, like 50 said, $60 million a year off this brand. So looking bigger than life, we're like, wow, that's something to aspire to be. Like, tag, if I could just really get my stuff together and try to get me into a liquor brand, try to get something going on for myself, that'd be dope. But now that same legacy we thought was so over the top is now we look at him like, oh, this dude.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck with that. I don't want no liquor. I
You
don't
know
want no
what I mean?
baby oil. I started using I started using coconut oil. I don't even use baby oil no more. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like, yeah.
And that's it. And they go so hard with the little things like we found 1,000 bottles of baby oil. We found some lube. We found some stuff. Got it. Heard you.
Yeah.
But this is also the furthering of making sure you look at this guy like a big old creep.
Right.
We want in the public's eye for you to look at him like the biggest creep ever. And he very well may be the biggest creep. You know what I mean? In a lot of people's eyes. And yes, we sort of take with him with Cassie and all of that stuff. Absolutely, that's horrendous. But at the end of the day, my point is, it's easy for mainstream media to just go ahead and make sure you understand. Because think about it, Jeffrey Epstein, you don't think there was no freaky stuff in his house?
I said all that last. You saying is that if you watch yesterday's show, you listen. You know what tripped me out, Nikki? Not one person that messed with Diddy said free him. Nobody said free Diddy.
His name was
there. Yeah, exactly. You ever been to a Diddy party?
Huh?
You ever been to a Diddy party?
No, I've been to a bad boy party. Big difference.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Big difference. So a bad boy party is a party where everybody is.
Right.
The Diddy parties is it's 3 a.m. Everybody drunk off the free liquor. I'm in the cab or in the car going my way home. And the crew, they go on the other spot.
They do. They gonna do their numbers. So in this culture, how you being a veteran? Because you did different sides. You did the MC. You did the executive as well. Your son is an artist, successful artist, toured with Mace. And
he got the song right now with Sauce Walker, Cameron. Got some stuff coming up.
How do you stay in this shit? Why do you stay in this shit? Because I know there's plenty of times where you was like, that's it. I'm throwing in the towel. I don't want to do. How do you stay in it? Why do you stay in it?
Initially, because I was so young when I got into it, it's hip hop, and I'm talking about the culture,
right?
Not the business of rap music, right? But the culture itself, and I being one element of it, which is a MC, a rapper. It's basically the soundtrack to my life. Like it is who I am, and to this day, I still write. I still have songs. I still do stuff. And I still do shows. You know what I mean? I still get up with Rage and Yo-Yo and Lighten them. And we wind up on the same stage here and there a few times, here and there throughout the year. But I stay in it because it's who I am. And it is like some people are doctors. Some people are, executives, if you will, because I can still do either side of it. And even if I decided to go into the executive side of it again, it would just be an entertainment, some kind of way. Not in the most, I guess, I won't say salacious, but not in the most broad way, but in a way that I could be helpful to people. You know what I mean? A way that I could, show people other than what they already know. Because a lot of these people are extremely lost.
Right.
And they don't realize when the clock ticks and it strikes 12 and the party's over, you know what I mean? It's over.
That Ben's going to turn into a pumpkin or the A-train.
Come on, I could take my experience anywhere. I could go and be a product manager at Coca-Cola.
Right.
I could go be a product manager at Cadillac.
Right.
Because that's the experience that I have now.
Right.
Being on either side of it. So it's the gift and a curse, because the gift is you have this information and this knowledge and you can pull through, but the curse is you don't know where you're going to land, and you know what I mean, and you always kind of like striving for that thing to happen,
right?
But at the same time, you got to be realistic and still take care of yourself.
We have Vitamin Vision TV sent in the super chat. He said, "I'm all for Diddy going down. He did some messed up stuff, but how he getting more press than Epstein, who owned an island and had some of the most powerful people in the world doing freak-offs." I agree with that.
Absolutely. And that's my point. Like, the media will tell you they're showing you pictures of his bathroom, of his closet, whatever. Yeah. First of all, I need a bathroom like that.
Facts.
I don't know if I have 1,000 bottles.
I don't know about the oil though. We ain't do. I have 1,000 bars of soap. I have 1,000 bars of soap and beard oil and stuff. But
exactly.
Yeah, but we ain't doing.
But it's like we see all of that, but we you don't think anything was at Jeffstein's alley had a whole island.
Right.
You mean tell me all y'all went there, found tapes, and guess what? In the end, all we care about is that would not care about, but all they're saying is we're going to release the flight log. The flight log could be anything.
Right.
Everybody who went to his island was not literally freaking off, right? Let's just be clear about that. Some people went out there, a bunch of billionaires out there making the deals, the same thing. The bad boy party, the Diddy party.
Right.
You feel me? So there was a difference. Like when I watched the documentary on it, there was somebody who was keeping the grounds. And he was like, Clinton used to be out there, Bill Clinton. He said, but he never came to any of the extra stuff. He only came, and it was only him and Epstein always having a conversation. So I'm taking that as maybe they were talking business, whatever the case may be. I don't know. But he was saying for somebody who worked on the grounds, he saw a lot of stuff. And they were asking him, had you ever seen, you know, anybody important? And he said, I saw Bill Clinton a few times, but he never was here in that aspect. He never was here in that space where it was about the party.
Let me ask you something else about black media, because I really want to stay there for 1 second. What do you think about people who are paid to promote the dysfunction? Because there is some black media who are on the take. The labels are paying them. They making good bread, and they keep the dysfunction going. What responsibility do they have to black people? And I'm gonna let you answer, and I'm gonna give a editorial after that. What do you think about, first of all, black media who's paid to promote the dysfunction, then the white media in the hip hop space who makes millions of dollars promoting the dysfunction? What do you think about the black media that stays in that dysfunctional space?
Well, the reason why initially, to me, they're in that dysfunctional space, it's just like the culture, the hip hop, the business of music. We don't own anything, right? So initially, we're doing everything to keep, I guess, paying the bills or whatever the case may be. And then we find ourselves in a place where we, guess what? Oh, you paying me to do this? Wait a minute. How much is that check? Oh, well, hell yeah, I'm going to keep doing this. So you don't really have any responsibility to your people, to your culture. You're just really just, you know what I mean, a buck chaser, if you will. And you have no dignity, no integrity, because if you did, you know, you would be trying to push off more information. Like you think about, again, most of these blogs and stuff that are out there, and I don't mean yours actually like yours. You absolutely do have a lot of variety, a lot of diversity going on with your blogs, because I watch them. But I think that the black media that's being paid to do it should feel a little bit disgusted with themselves, because at the end of the day, you're poisoning your community. You're no different than the real Rick Ross. You're no different than all the other drug dealers or hustlers that poison the community with the same idea of, oh yeah, you need to have this much money to be lit. Oh yeah, you need to have this size ass to be cute, or this size face, or these kind of lips, or whatever the case may be. You keep pushing out these false narratives about us, and you know, it kind of just it straps everybody up into a place where they feel like they have to be that kind of person. Now, when it comes to the white media, who are basically culture vultures, if you will, we need to gatekeep.
Whose responsibility is that? Because Nikki, I tried. They called me hater. They called me everything. Oh, you just mad. And there's certain platforms, and I don't want to call them because I called them out for so many years that I'm tired, right? There is people, people who have eaten off of our culture, and I'm a hip hop baby. Literally, I know what it's like to get on them turntables. I know what it's like being Shantae DJ when I was 15 on a tour. You know what I'm saying? I know what this is like. And they just came into the culture and just knew this person, or their daddy was this person, or their uncle was this person. They jumped into the space, and then now they're in it, and they don't have to do anything for the culture. They just have to give this gossip. They don't have to promote the culture. What about them?
They don't have to promote the culture. They don't have to do anything, because they know there are people out there, like, for instance, Casanova, DJ Vlad. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of artists go on DJ Vlad and they kind of like say that one or two things, and he literally just asks them questions about criminal shit. And they be like, and they give it up.
Yeah.
Like, my man, for 1 second, listen, I did Vlad a long time ago when Star interviewed me, right?
Right.
And when Star interviewed me, and I love Star, but he was trying to get this whole thing going between me and Lady Luck. And I was like, that's my little sister.
Right.
He's like, yeah, Lady Luck, she was signed to Def Jam. And what do you think that it is? Star, I said, Star, stop.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. Like, I'm not her. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to happen. But when you have people like Vlad, when you have people like Adam 22, don't watch them. You know what I mean? I don't support it in no kind of way at all. Like, it comes across my screen, there'll be like a little 6-minute clip. You know how you guys break up the clips, do all of that, and maybe I might clip one of that to see what it is, but then it's the same thing. So I'm back off of it. I do not subscribe to it. I don't look at it. I don't care about it. And I think that they, like, for instance, the Marlon Wayne thing, right? With Vlad. How dare you?
Yeah. But we supposed to protect them Marlon, though.
How? Right.
But we don't.
Right. Because my thing is, how dare you say to Marlon Wayans, you're not worth $40,000? Are you shitting me? That is a legendary family right there. When it comes to Black Hollywood, that is it. They put on some real solid people. Listen, come on. J-Lo was dancing for them back in the day. Jim Carrey.
Jamie Foxx.
One of the biggest. Come on.
David Allen Greer.
Like, come on.
Yeah. And
how dare you?
And some of the dopest performers. The first time we saw Leaders of the New School and some of them groups was on In Living Color. People don't know that. I was on
In Living Color and Light. All of us were on In Living Color.
Wow, see, I didn't even know that.
We all did it.
Yep.
We all did it. So at the end of the day, it's like, how dare you? And we should all, and he eventually apologized because come on, are you stupid? Like, that's always been my thing when it came to that. Like, I don't have no problem calling people out when it comes to stuff like that. Don't play our royalty like that, because to me, that's my royalty.
Right.
Whether everybody else wants to look at it like, you know, it's not royalty to them. To me, it is, because we don't protect anything.
Right.
You feel me? Like, we always allow things to just get spilt over by the other. Nah, I'm gonna say how I feel about stuff, and that's why I probably didn't wind up in the bigger spaces. You know what I mean? Because
me too. I'm no filter. So Howard D said Vlad activated a slew of Black comedians to help him shit on Marlon Wayans when they were beefing too.
Oh, because they didn't get far.
Yeah.
Because he wound up apologizing.
Right. So let me ask you something else. So now we have and this is not an attack, but if somebody feel attacked, when you see me, let's fight. You know what I'm saying? No, for real, because we gonna talk real, and I'm qualified to talk about media. I'm qualified. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like an academics, he'll say, I'm not from your culture, I'm Jamaican.
But I'm gonna eat off your culture.
Right. So he doesn't feel obligated to Black American culture because he feels like he's Jamaican, because we feel like this is our culture. Like you said, I'm a hip hop baby. You're a hip hop baby. And I want to get into your first record. And the thing about interviewing you is important because your first record, we're going to get into that. But he says Black Americans don't have no culture. That's what he said. Black Americans don't have no culture, right? And I don't give a fuck about your culture. I'm just here reporting what I want to report. What do we do when people like that say that they're paid, they amass riches, and they're successful, and do we suffer from cognitive dissonance? Like, what is our problem? Like, these dudes that tell us who they are. Go ahead.
So a lot of things were stripped along the way, and I'm not even talking about far back in my day, but even after my day, going forward now. We're in a space where a lot of things were stripped, right? As far as like information. So when you remove the information from the people and you allow people like academics to be the information, then that is what the youth will have. And that is what they'll cling to, because we took the real information from you. Like, you know, like, we're not going to make Doggie Diamonds the big dog on campus, because why? He's going to actually give you some information and tell you where it's really at, where it's coming from. Where we could get academics who's cursing people out, cursing women out,
drunk,
telling legends they not legends and they old school. We don't
care
about
them dusty.
Telling Black Americans you have no culture, when motherfucker, we are the culture of the world.
Of the world.
There is no culture in this world without us. There is no dancing. There's no singing. There's no food. There's no clean. We taught the other how to fucking bathe.
Right.
My man, don't talk to us about culture.
Right.
Because I don't see you back home.
Right.
You're not doing your podcast from Jamaica.
Right.
You ain't doing it from Jamaica, because you know why? You know you can't do that in Jamaica, bro.
Right. Yeah.
They run down on your house so quick. Stop playing. Everybody know how Jamaica get out. The real Jamaica.
Right.
You have to live somewhere else in Jamaica and be considered a king, if you will, and that for people not to rock with you. Or you got to pay a lot of money to stay alive, my man, because they don't know you like that out there. Go back to Jamaica. I dare you go back home and try to be that same man.
Right.
And stay there.
And talk that same shit.
It won't happen.
And talk that same shit in Jamaica.
It won't happen. Stop it. So when it comes to people like him, sometimes I can watch act because he will sit there. The one thing I'll say, and I will say this about him because I watch everybody, and I will say this about him. He will do some research. He will go in and find some information, and he will give you information on the topic that he's talking about. But there's always that point where I go, oh, see, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because you'll be riding with him, and then he'll say that one thing, and you'll be like, oh yeah, nah, go ahead. I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like, he won't know that one thing that's really important. Like, he'll be talking about all the little things, and you're like, okay, that's right. And then the big thing will pop up, and you'll be like, hey, where do you get that from?
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you're like, okay, never mind. You're just talking to be talking.
So, but do you think even guys like him, Vlad is of a certain age? I don't think Adam gives a fuck, honestly.
He doesn't.
Yeah,
He's
he don't.
Trash bag.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
But don't he need a OG though? Like, don't he need somebody like me that could just tell him about, yo, this happened in 1995. Yo, she sampled this. She sampled this song. Yes. What happened to the OG? Yes. Because I sat at somebody's feet. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't come in this. I tell everybody, they say, who you want to be like? I said, I wanted to be like Marley Marl, Ralph McDaniels, and Pete Rock all in one. You know what I'm saying? Marley Marl, because, you know, he's the father of sampling. Ralph McDaniels, because he made everybody run in the house and watch Video Music Box. And Pete Rock, because I just loved his production. These dudes don't even sit at nobody's feet. They come in and be like, fuck that. I don't got no elders. Nobody put me on. I'm like, so you didn't, what happened?
This, damn, Doggie Diamonds. It's so much deeper than us just saying, you know what I mean? They absolutely need OGs. You're absolutely right. But Ghostface said this, and I can't unhear it. This generation has zero spiritual guidance. So when you take out the guidance, the overall guidance, why are we even thinking about your parents? Because you don't even believe that anybody else exists, or anybody else has helped you do this except for you. You know what I mean? Most of these young men today are disrespectful to the women. They're disrespectful to their friends. They're disrespectful to the culture. They feel like they shit don't stink. Like, they feel like they are the ones who made all of this happen. There is no you without us. There is no you without a Wendy Williams. There is no you without other people coming in front of you.
And I pay homage
to even make it okay.
I pay homage to Star almost all the time.
You have to. You have to. And it's just, and that's how you keep the Black media protected, because you say, I'm doing this because, and I'm glad that this one did it because it allowed me to do this. The same thing with these rap artists, right? They don't know where they came from. You know what I mean? They don't know that they've been birthed through a whole 3 other generations before them, or 4 generations before them, that this has just been a thing handed to you. And if you don't go back and look at the history of where it all comes from, then you just jump out there and now, because most of these artists are they're just brands.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're not artists.
They're socialites that can rap.
Yeah, they're just brands.
And that's why their social media do well, but nobody buy their records, because people rather see them than hear them. Somebody asked a great question. Amir Prescott said, who is responsible for letting the hip hop culture being taken away from the Black creators?
Well, considering the fact that we never owned distribution, we never owned record labels, we never owned any of that stuff, and we didn't have the power to be able to push records out like that, we never really had the power in our hands, to be quite honest, right? We create the culture, but we never figured out how to get it to the masses. So the person who figured out how it would go to the masses is the person who controlled it. And unfortunately for us, even though we had, like, think about it, Public Enemy, one of the best groups ever.
Right.
You know, even NWA for that matter, right? And then you have all this diversity back in days where you could still get messages from these people. However, if in fact the powers that be, and I say that loosely because people always say, who's they? Well, they are the people who run the labels. They are the people who, you know, Kanye got in trouble for, right? You know,
the bankers. We call them the bankers. That's what I call them.
The bankers. There you go, because that's all it really is. You know what I mean? 100%. It's like these record deals are big ass bank loans, 100% with a bunch of interest on top. But the people who we never actually were able to control the culture in that way. We can only put it out there, and once the corporation saw. And I'm talking about the Sonys and the Atlantics and the Warner Brothers. Once they saw RCA, they were like, wait a minute, hold up. This is a thing. Like, it's catching fire. We got to grab onto it because we're just having fun. We're just doing it from the love of it all. And it also is coming from a place of struggle.
Mm-hmm.
So because we're people that always do things from our heart and we're an emotional group, we don't never look at things like we need to go ahead and figure out how to make mad money off this shit and hold it and keep it to ourselves. Because we didn't come from that. We didn't come from a space of this is how you hold on to your intellectual property.
Right.
Because remember, anything we decided we wanted to take care of was taken from us. Rosewood, Tulsa. You know what I mean? Like these things, every time we decide that we are a group and we're going to make this happen in a positive way, it's like, nah, hold up. Y'all getting too far. So to answer his question or her question, we never really had control over who owned it. We only created it. Right. And we never were able to protect it because we didn't understand ourselves what we had. Because once you say, here go a little bit of money, we better than you. And as long as you keep, excuse my French, niggas, whatever you want to call us at this point, with the way they see us, as long as you keep us separated in that space where we're constantly at each other, then I keep one here and one here. One here. And that works everywhere. You know what I mean? So
you made
it's unfortunate.
You made Daddy's Little Girl. I remember letting off Sting. Shooting the get, letting off. Oh, rest in peace to, first of all, DJ Mark, 45 King. He passed a while ago, but listen, I don't think y'all understand how dope of a producer he was. And it wasn't cool to be a DJ and have 45s at one point because that was like grandma and grandpa.
Yes.
He had 45. So I don't think that's a whole nother topic we could talk about.
That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, we can't even speak. But I just had to say rest in peace to him because he was definitely important. But you did Daddy's Little Girl. This is a concept record. It's a conscious record. You also could bop your head. You also get a good two-step in.
Yep.
Besides Brenda's Got a Baby, we ain't heard that since you did it. Why do you think that is?
To just continue to feed ignorance to people. Again, it's part of the, and it all really just always goes back to the same place. And I hate to sound like, that person who is just want to take the fun, if you will, out of the conversation, but it really just goes back to us being blindfolded, you know what I mean? And just walking through dark rooms and saying, here, touch that. You feel like that feels good, right? Good, that's yours. You don't know what it is, you don't know where it came from, just like the way it feels. You know what I mean? And it's like we keep getting handed these gifts. And at least we think they're gifts.
Right.
We just keep getting handed these gifts. And if the first time you saw, like take Little Kim and Foxy, for instance, right? Little Kim. We still had a bar spitter.
Right.
We still had a rapper. We still had, even Foxy, my God, pocket off the chain. You know what I mean? Like hard with it. I don't care who wrote the shit.
I'm about to say it don't matter who pen it was. She knew how to deliver it.
Come on, you thought it was hers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's still, and to take, and not even to take nothing from her, but I'm saying once they realized, because see, my era was before their era. We still don't know what to do with female rappers. Like, what do we do with them? We got Queen Latifah. She's the Nubian, queen. We got MC Light. She's the hardcore girl from Brooklyn. We got Nikki D, and she's from LA. Wait, she's from Jersey? Like, where's she from? Like, how do we market her? And when you can't figure out what to do and you finally get that one song and it's like, okay, great. We'll make her the girl around the way and she can make all these cool little songs about things like that and we'll keep pushing that. But then when you got a Foxy Brown and a Kim come through thereafter with the one piece, the leotards, the heels, the skirts, Kim posing with a whole body painted up in the LV. Now we talking sex because now it's like, oh, wow, that's crazy. Now everybody's now into sex appeal. Nothing wrong with that, right? So we put some art with some art, if you will. But at the end of the day, once that happened, that's all it became. So then they started to draw from that. They started to strip the actual rapper from that and said, just give us a bad chick that looked good. You know what I mean? Just give us somebody that look good because that's what we want to keep pushing out to the people. It just goes back to continuing to make people be more privy to ignorance than intelligence.
And some of them
it's the same.
Don't even look that good. and I'm a man, I'm telling you this, they look carbon copy.
And damn sure don't sound good.
Yeah, they look made up.
Damn sure don't sound good. Some of them.
Yeah, they look put together. Yep. And yeah. So
like who's raising these girls? Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, you know what though? But I just think we had a time where, you know, it was a time where your mother didn't listen to the music you listened to. Granny didn't listen to the music. Now the mother is like 14 years older. They sleeping with the same guys. So if she's 23, her mama's like 37. You understand what I'm saying?
Which is crazy.
Yeah. So again, and remember, I love the oldies now, but if I was in the crib and my father was playing Marvin Gaye, I'm like, I don't want to hear this. I want to hear Run DMC. We didn't want to hear that.
Right.
Now, hip hop, they killed the genres. They killed R&B. Yep. They killed reggae. Mm-hmm. They killed everything. It's only hip hop, and it's a certain type of hip hop.
It's either only rap music. Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's only drill, or sex, or trap. That's it. So now everybody is listening to the same type of music. So there is no diversity in how we carry ourselves. So you can't tell the difference between the 40-year-old woman and a 23-year-old woman because they're peers now.
You can't. And also when I talk black media, I do mean the music as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's media. You know, it's the same thing. So what you're saying is absolute truth. Like you knew who Nikki D was, Light was, Lady of Rage was, Yo-Yo. You knew who we all were. All of us had #1 records on the chart at the same time. You knew who we were. You know what I mean? Or at one time or another. You knew who LL was. You knew who Rakim was.
Big Daddy Kane. Yeah.
Redman was. You knew who Method Man was. Right. Like even in the Wu-Tang era, like we still in that hardcore bop with the Wu-Tang. And then it just fades out into a place of and I literally remember the switch somewhere around 98, 99, right? 2000. Like in the 2000, early 2000s, there was like still like the Bad Boy era. There was the Foxy Browns. There was still that thing, but somewhere around there, the switch started happening. We started to hear T.I. on the radio. And we started to hear this one on the radio, more Southern rap on the radio. There was a what's the word? There was an effort. There was a big, I guess there was a big operation, if you will, to switch out.
Agenda.
100% it's agenda. I was looking for another word though, and it's tripping me up right now. But there was a definite agenda to switch out what we're gonna say hip hop is, and even in New York, where New York DJs, because Flex got mad one time when who said this? Somebody said Flex had killed hip hop or something like that. I forgot who said it. It was not too long ago. And it was like maybe last year, 2 years ago, and Flex got mad. He started challenging everybody like, yo, I want Fabulous. We better have a record.
Send me some music. Yeah.
Such and such. We better have a record, but y'all saying it's my fault, blah, blah, blah. I remember Flex when he was dropping bombs to some shit that I was like, what is that? What are you talking about?
He challenged Joel Santana. Yeah, he challenged. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I felt like, where's this stuff coming from? And not that we shouldn't have it. That wasn't it. It just became the only thing we listened to. When you turn on radio in New York right now, I could barely listen to Power.
Right.
I could barely listen to these stations because everything is auto-tuned. Everything is some made-up singing / rapping / I get your Birkin and 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 your shoes and your... Bruh. Like, come on already. So I distinctly remember a switch around that time when the music just started to change. And I was like, wow, this is deep. And New York rappers just became, nah, we don't care about that no more. And you'll even hear Southern artists say, man, nobody tell me about no goddamn culture. I want to hear about no culture. You always talk about that culture. What's the culture?
Right.
And it's not their fault.
Right.
It's not their fault that they don't know what the culture is because they were born into the rap business. There's a big difference. So you know what I mean?
So we have Amir Prescott said, Ransom, Benny, Kendrick are some artists I like. What are you listening to? We'll get into that. But the other, C.O. Falcone said, I love the song Hang On Kid. Who was the other rapper on the song?
It was Sid. It was the guy who actually produced it.
Sid and Beaton, yep.
who was
Yeah.
also on Def Jam
He
at one
also
point, and Sid also produced
Give Me
Daddy's
Five,
Little Girl.
and he did Give Me Five on the Black Hand side for Queen Latifah
He did a
too.
lot of
Yeah.
Latifah stuff. He did a lot of Naughty by Nature. He did
Yeah.
Apache. He did a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Sid and B-Ton. I remember Sid and B-Ton.
Sid
Actually,
sends me 18 tracks a day. If I hit Sid up right now, Sid's still sending me MP3s right now as we speak.
I met Sid
Because
in the Sony building one day. He was up at Cinematic one day talking to Johnny Shipes, and I met Sid. Yeah, I remember Sid and B-Ton. But you got to be a video
he's
music
in Atlanta now.
Oh, for real? You
he
got
worked on a lot of those Southern artists too.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the way he filtered that for that Give Me Five on the Black Hand side, the way he filtered that Isley Brothers, I was like, because Sid will filter something in a minute. Sid used to filter like, but that's him producing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yo, we was in the studio for 2 days straight mixing Daddy's Little Girl because he is extremely, and that's the other thing. You come from our era, our ears are like so keen.
You know, I hear stuff.
I'm
gonna tell you something. I hear stuff sometimes, and I ask people around me, "Yo, you hear such and such?" And they be like, "No."
Nope. They don't hear it.
I hear a beat
Your
2 blocks away. Yeah, I hear dirt, and I'm like, you don't hear that car horn going off, and people be like, no, I say, all right, whatever. I guess.
Right.
So who are you listening to right now? Because you know this is the big moment. I need to get a drum roll. Who are you listening to? Co-sign.
Let me
somebody.
tell you who was on repeat today, heavy. LL Cool J, The Force.
Okay.
Y'all, they listen to that album. Let me tell you, and this is not me.
I dissed it. I ain't going front. I dissed it in front. I dissed it.
Did?
Not lyrically. I don't like the production. I don't.
Really?
I don't.
Oh, this album is hard.
I'm gonna tell you why. So let me qualify why I don't. Okay. When I first heard Q-Tip was doing the album, I had melodic Tribe mixed with LL. And I'm like, woo! And I didn't get that. So maybe my expectation disappointed me. So I was expecting to hear these, that's what happened to me. I didn't hear that.
I hear a lot of B-boy shit. I hear a lot of hip hop. I hear a lot of bars. And not for nothing, LL has always been crazy with wordplay to me. I think he's really at his best space. I'm not even going
the pen was crazy. The pen is crazy. Yeah. I just didn't like the production.
His pen is bananas right now. Like the song Praise Him with him and Nas. What? The song with him and Busta, crazy. Like he got some joints on there that I really was like, I want you to listen to it again. I know first listen, you should already get it right then and there. I know. Trust me. Let's play it again. Just,
So we said LL. Who else?
I listened to LL. Now, I always love J. Cole. That's always been one of my faves. I used to love Ye. So every now and again, I listen to him. So not this Vultures album, the one before I loved. And then, who else? I was listening to. I don't listen to a lot of people right now, honestly. Right. I listen to Run DMC a lot today. I listen to Biggie still. Mm-hmm. I go back and I still listen to some of the old artists. But as far as female go, let me tell you who my people is. Glorilla. I'm not even gonna hold you. That's my girl.
Okay.
And let me tell you why I like Glorilla, because she to me is still very much so an artist, right? And I feel like Glorilla puts out there who she is, and I don't feel like she's made up. I feel like she is who she is. I feel like a lot of these girls are made up. I used to like Meg in the beginning because I felt like she was an artist first, a rapper. Then she started to turn into just a girl who was just all booty cheeks. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, fine, I'm over that. And then even though Glow said she was never getting her body worked, I don't care about that. Right. Fine, you got your titties done, you got your ass done, whatever. You fell off and did that, no problem. But I like Glorilla as an artist. I really, really do. I saw her at the Usher concert. She came out, turned it all the way up with that one song. And then Kim came behind her. And of course, Kim had the energy on 1,000 after that. Because, Lil' Kim come out.
Oh, Lil' Kim? Oh, yeah, you in trouble. Yeah.
It's a rap. So I listened to her. Who else am I listening to? I like Cardi. I'm waiting for Cardi to put another album out. I like Cardi a lot. I like that first album.
Ain't gonna happen. I don't think
she's
ever.
Happen, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't think she's ever gonna. Yeah, I
thought it was a great album for her. Her first effort. I thought that was a dope album. I felt like the way she did the marketing and promotions behind it was bananas. And I know she didn't write a lot either, but I still liked the way she was Cardi. And the one thing about her, I felt like that personality spilled right into her songs. With some people, they don't sing like their songs. You know what I mean? Like they just become these people. They're not these people. They become these people. So I don't really listen to a lot of stuff today, but if something comes on, I might bop to it. I'm not sitting there saying I hate anything. I'm just not going, oh, let me go put that Future record on. Oh, let me go put that Migos record on. I actually liked Offset's album, to be honest. I like that album too. There's things that I like, that I feel like when artists put the work in, I like it. I feel like Offset put the work in. I feel like he put work in his visuals. I felt like he cared about it. And he took time to really cultivate it. A lot of people, I feel like, are not doing that anymore.
I can't stop playing that Common and Pete Rock album. That's
that. Why
yeah.
how am I even forget that? Of
Yeah,
course, the Common and Pete Rock.
I can't stop.
Of course, Common and Pete Rock. Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the CL Smooth and Pete Rock reunion. Don't tell me it's not gonna happen.
I don't want that. Anyway, I'm a troublemaker, but I don't want that. I don't.
Damn,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't want that. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Why did you stop putting out music on a major scale? When was it? Because
simple answer. It's a simple answer. I have a whole second album that was recorded on Def Jam, produced by the Bomb Squad.
Word? Hank and
in
Keith?
case those who don't know, yes, absolutely. And Eric Sadler.
All three of the Bomb Squad, yeah. The Bomb Squad.
Right. So Eric Sadler, and if anybody's familiar, they're the same guys who did America's Most Wanted for
Ice
did
Cube.
Public Enemy.
Yep.
So very big production team. We did the whole second album. Def Jam started to get stingy on budgets. That's when Russell started to slide out. And Russell was like, well, that's something you got to handle with Leora. And I literally was talking about $5,000 more for a video budget. That Erica, who was the actress on, what's the show? Living Single. I figured her. She was directing the video. And she said, well, just another few $1,000s will be good. We'll be ready to go. And I kept asking Leo. I was like, no, we couldn't spend any more money. So I'm telling Russell, and I was like, Russell's like, Nikki D, I'm not doing this no more. I said, Russell, how you signed me to a label? I didn't have management, by the way. I did everything on my own. So I'm like, how you signed me to a label and you're not helping me at this point? You know what I mean? Like, this is the sophomore album. We spent a lot of money on this record. Like, how are we not about to put it out? So we had a lot of back and forth, and they just would not budge. Now, part of me not being there is my ignorance, along with them not wanting to just say, hey, it's $5,000 more. What could it hurt to just go ahead and push the record through and get it done? Because Flex had a single playing on the air. Def Jam sent a promo tape of all the new records that was coming out of Def Jam. He said, I don't want to play nothing else. It's a song called Dirt All By My Lonely. Took the Tretch sample from their song Dirt All By My, and then that was the single, right? That was coming out. I was just outside, happened to hear it on the radio. I was like, oh shit, we ain't even put it out yet. Flex is playing it. How did he get it? Anyway, long story short, I said, Russell, this ain't working for me. I said, y'all don't want to do nothing. Y'all got me sitting around like doing nothing. So why are we even doing this? And I asked for a release. And he said, you sure you don't want to be on label no more? I said, Russell, you gonna give me the money? I said, it's just $5,000 for a video. Like, y'all don't want to budge for nothing. Like, we're almost there and we can't finish it because of this little bit, nothing. And he said, I'm going to give you a release, but I just want the first right of refusal. So I said, okay. The first right of refusal, for those who don't know, it gives him the first option in case I decide to put out music again. It gives Def Jam the first option to pick up the album, but they will release me of any contractual commitments. And we did that. I didn't have any ties. Thereafter, I still was doing my music. I still was putting out mixtapes. I created a Team Strong group. Me and a couple of my homeboys. We had some dope stuff coming out that we just did on the mixtape circuit. And I was actually playing stuff for executives at labels that they thought was so dope. They was like, this is dope. But, you know, Nikki, you know, you're a little bit older now. And I wasn't even 30 at that point. But it's like, you know, you're a little bit older now. So, you know, I don't know if this is going to work for you. And because you're used to a machine, and you're not doing anything independently at that time, really, you know what I mean? Except for if you was like Master P, you know what I mean? Like if you was one of those big dogs who decided to push, I didn't have that money. So my ignorance of not saying, you know what, let me just do what I can with this video, put it out, see what happens, and see where we go from here. And maybe I could have a better renegotiating situation later on. You know what I mean? Let me just go ahead and do what I can. And so when they released me and let me go, I kind of stopped putting out music, and then other executives in the industry were like, yeah, you dope, but I don't think they're going to go for, you know, the older chick now. Again, I wasn't even 30.
Right.
So I just was doing mixtape stuff at that point. You know what I mean? And then I would do things here and there, like I did stuff for Latifah to Set It Off soundtrack. You know, I did stuff
Name
for
calling,
Moby.
that's my joint. That's why I said. That's why I said rest in peace to DJ Mark, the 45 King.
Yeah.
I always tell people that beat is retarded for name calling. Where y'all was dissing Foxy Brown. But no, that's a whole nother story.
See, and let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you that.
I got you in trouble before with that one. We did the story.
I'm gonna tell you that story. Yeah, they be trying it. But they know that it wasn't gonna happen with that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that story real quick. Was Latifah was the one who really went in on that song. I went in and I freestyled. Name calling, whether I forgot.
The lyrics, yeah. But you saw,
I just was freestyling. Yeah. It was off the head. My little 8-10 bars or whatever. She's like, Nikki, just put something on here. Put something. I was like, all right. Dropped a little 8-10, went off the head. Latifah went crazy with the verse that she had, and I saw Foxy's brother
Gavin
at an event, and he was on some. Yeah, we heard the record. You know, you dissing my sister. I said, what are you talking about? Like, I ain't anybody even thinking about your sister. And I said, the person who really dissed us, Latifah. I said, you talk to Latifah? I said, listen to the song. I said, because Dana really got at him. I said, so tell me when you talk to Dana. Come back when you talk to Dana. At that point, Foxy Brown just had it in for me. Couldn't stand me. Just didn't like me after that. I didn't really care.
Right.
Because she had God on her side a lot of times. Because Inga was known to be the girl who constantly would be barking down people as long as there was somebody around to get in between and stop her from really getting two-pieced. So she has been lucky a lot of times. You know what I mean?
Queen Latifah like her, though?
Huh?
Why didn't Queen Latifah like her, though?
Dana was in her MC girl, her MC shit back then. She was just, on her battle shit like everybody else was. Like, we just talk shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the same way, battles today are more personal. They're more like, back then we was like, we'll do this to you, we'll that to you,
Right.
We say a few things about you, and it's the vernac, it's the cadence, it's the metaphors, it's everything that we bring to those 8 to 16, 24, whatever bars we put up there that's going, put some impact on it. But I was like, how y'all not coming at Dana? I said, it's funny how y'all think I'm the one to come at, but I'm really not her.
Right.
Like, I'm not. I promise you I'm not.
Right.
And she found out a couple of times when she was cornered, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But my point is, they really tried to play me, but they didn't want to do nothing with Dana. I was like, you ain't got no work for Dana. I said, I seen Dana with the hands. I know y'all don't really want that work. I seen Dana knock dudes out. So I know y'all ain't want that work. Yeah. And y'all ain't know what to expect from me, but trust me, it wasn't much different. Like
Nikki D was affiliated too. We ain't gonna say too much, but she was affiliated.
Nikki D was what?
You was affiliated with some
absolutely.
With some guys that, anyway.
We'll leave that
alone. Absolutely. How did you avoid all of
let me tell you.
How did you avoid all of that though, that backlash? How did you avoid all that?
Because I just moved that way.
Okay.
I moved sideways. I always moved out the way.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like, I was in it, but always moved out the way.
Right.
If that makes any sense. You know what I mean? People didn't know how to avoid it. Like, to this day, I felt like people would tell their stories. I see people online right now telling stories from 30 years ago. Why?
Right.
Why? Just let it be. You know what I mean? Like, most of those guys are either in jail, you know what I mean? Dead, or whatever the case may be. And they were some serious, solid dudes. And for the most part, I just didn't feel the need to let people know that. You know what I mean? Like, if there still was another person that, I didn't need to let everybody know who I was down with,
See, because I didn't know. And then I heard some shit. I'm like, hold up. But we have to say rest in peace to Nico as well, too. That's my little. He was hanging on my block, right? You know that? He hung with my little cousins.
Listen, everybody knows Nico.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about
Nico was such a sweetheart.
Talking about my little cousins. That's them. That's all my little family.
Yes.
So my cousin Tad, his son and all of them, they always together.
Yes.
So where they had all the candles at and everything, that's the building I was born and raised in.
Oh, get out of here.
That is my block. My whole family was born in, Waverly Avenue. That is my block.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We do a walk for Nico every year. We still do a walk for him.
That's
every year.
Yeah, that's my block.
They found a guy, too, by the way.
Yeah, crazy
Found him in
situation.
Virginia somewhere in the South.
Crazy situation.
Found him. Yep. That was terrible. That was horrible. But Nico's always right here. Always.
Yeah. Shout out to
Always. The house is still there. We still got the home in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Oh, that brownstone is still there.
Right. Rest in peace to Nico.
That was bought out of that whole world.
Yeah. Right. He used to be on my block. I used to see him every day. Every day. Used to be my little cousins. You know what I'm saying? Every day. They call themselves 730. You know what I'm saying? So that's the
Nico definitely was 730.
Yeah. He was
He's a sweetheart.
No, he's
a sweetheart, but he's a ticking time bomb. Like, and his brother the same way, which is my son.
Right.
0
That's
to
what I'm about to say. That's why I said that.
0 to 100. So they do not play.
So right now, battling is from your era of talking that talk. The Kendrick and Drake thing. Where did you stand with that?
This is it's not complicated, but and people will be bothered when I say this, right? I ain't gonna front.
Go ahead.
I thought push-ups was hard,
right?
Okay. I thought push-ups was dope. And when Kendrick came back with his, you had to be a Kendrick fan to understand this eccentric, eclectic style that he was coming with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what? And me from the era that I'm from, I'm used to what? Talk your shit. Say what you say. What you gonna do? I'm not used to when I sit up in the moon and the shine.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, what? What is that?
Too much thinking.
Listen, I come from people who battle 4 or 5 people. Like, again, LL, you know what I mean? I got all the subliminals that happened over the years, like Shan and KRS-One, like all of these things that was going on. So with the Drake and the Kendrick thing, I was like, but this battle was more about schematics.
Mm-hmm.
This battle was more about who was wittier. This battle was more about who was smarter. And because we live in the age of technology, I don't think this battle would have went the same way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're able to drop like that, right? Now, dropping like that back in the day was going in the studio and then it was out on the mixtape.
Right.
But it wouldn't get to the masses that way. It would not get to the masses the way it gets to the masses today.
Mm-hmm.
So while I do absolutely like Kendrick, and I listen to Kendrick too, by the way. That's another artist that I listen to.
Mm-hmm.
While I do listen to Kendrick Lamar, I do love some things that he's done. Respect to Kendrick as the executive producer on the Black Panther soundtrack and all that good stuff. I just thought it was an odd battle. And in the end, Drake absolutely lost. He lost due to, again, a smarter person. Kendrick outsmarted him.
Mm-hmm.
He had all these songs ready. And when I heard through the grapevine that this was all set up, it was all meant to bait Drake because nobody likes Drake anymore. And when I mean nobody, I mean the big dogs, the guys in the industry. You know what I mean? They just had this disdain for him. And I don't know what Drake did. From my understanding, he was smashing everything.
He's dirty Macca. Already a dirty Macca. That's what it is.
Yeah. So it was like, it got to go.
Right.
And then when I heard Kanye say, yeah, we're all excited about the downfall of Drake. And like, what? Kanye can't hold water.
Right.
He's going to say what he feels. So
right.
You told us that there was a meeting. You told us that there was some kind of get together where everybody was about to go hard and come at Drake. And just to make it like a real battle, Kanye puts out a record. Rose puts out a record. Like, how all y'all mad? Like, what? Come on.
They jumped him.
And then they jumped him. So to Drake's credit, he fought them all. You know what I mean? Like, good, you fought them all. But then you got to go back to Drink Champs when Kanye was like, oh, I love Drake. If Drake could write all my songs for me like that. This is a guy you just said you happy about the downfall of him? So it's like all these guys go back and forth with how they care about each other. But in the end, I think the whole thing was they all just wanted Drake out. You know what I mean? They just wanted him down. And Not Like Us was the kill shot.
Yeah, that was the dagger. Because now it's worldwide. They in different countries singing. It's Asians is singing it. They don't even know the words. They don't even know it's talking about them too.
Yo, he's making Chinese restaurants popular in Drake's town. Like
this is that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Selling T-shirts. Like what?
If you was Drake, what would you do?
If I was Drake, I would have chilled out and not did anything for a while and pulled all the way back. And I would have reinvented myself. And not become a new person, but I would have come back with better music. I would have come back like as if nothing had ever happened. And he got baited and you took it because your ego is too big, which is the reason why they all really didn't want you around anymore.
He's also blamed for cultural misappropriation as well, because he'll be from Memphis, then he'll be from Houston, then he'll be from Atlanta, then he'll be Batman Things, then he'll be from he'll take everything, and we don't know who we're gonna get. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't think he knows how to fall back, because he's looking for the next wave to catch. You know, musically it's worked for him, but who are you? And, and Wayne warned him.
You know what I think he is? I think he's at least, I like Drake's first 2 albums. After that, I can't tell you anything.
Wayne warned him, keep it Canadian. Don't try to be. He told him keep it Canadian, but he didn't. You know, he rolled. And again, when we some slick motherfuckers out here. You know what I'm saying? We will bait you, hang with you all day, and then slit your throat at night. And you from another country. You don't see this culture of a Black American. You don't know our culture. And you will get jammed up, just like I can't just go in Newark and chill and just think, yo, I'm out here in Newark with them. I don't know where I'm at. So no matter how familiar you think you are with them, you're still not from Newark. You're not from America. So I don't care how many dudes you hang with. Now this is Compton dudes. We know about Compton being from America. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. So you might look at him as this little nerd dude that rhyming his voice from Compton. But then he got Westside Pyru with him. You know what I'm saying? And although he don't claim, that's his area. You understand what I'm saying?
Listen, he West. Yeah. Everything West is him. So you know what I mean? But,
so Howard D says, honest question, do you think Kendrick was involved in the scheme, or did everyone else latch onto the beef to take their shot at Drake? Do you think Kendrick, I'm a person, I think Kendrick was the spearhead that they knew was going to take him out.
Absolutely. I agree.
Yep.
I agree. Because Kendrick is not, that's something he wanted to do. That was him wanting to do. He was itching to get Drake up out of there.
Right.
He was itching to get Drake up out of there. I personally don't think, I still think it has damaged Drake's career a lot.
Yeah, it's bad.
Because even when people hear his songs now, they don't hear them the same.
Oh, no, we left our Metro Boomin making.
Oh.
Baby L Drizzy. Woo!
My audience know about that stupid shit. But anyway, we forgot about, he did a dope diss beat.
He did.
He did a dope diss beat that went viral. So, yeah.
He did. And he got on it, though. He jumped on it with Sexy Red.
But it was too late by then. It was already. So let me ask you something. LL Cool J got asked the Mount Rushmore Def Jam. He didn't put in some of the people that I felt like should have been on Def Jam. If you had to make this is going viral too, okay? You're the first woman on Def Jam. Nikki D's Mount Rushmore of Def Jam is who?
Well, again, I know why he did it the way he did it, because he talked about Def Jam. Everybody else were subsidiaries.
Makes sense.
So that's why he gave it up. Like I think he said the Beasties, he said Chuck D. What else did he name?
Public Enemy, the Beasties.
Public Enemy.
I think it would have to be himself, and I think he put Slick Rick.
Slick Rick.
Yeah.
So if I had to do the Mount Rushmore Def Jam of the artists, and I'm gonna just count in everybody, and this is me talking about everybody who was pushed through. If it was just Def Jam, then I'd have to pretty much do the same thing he did. It would be LL, it would be Slick Rick, it would be, you know what I mean, Chuck D, and myself.
Yeah. So let's do the subs. I want to hear the subs too. The subs.
So my subs will absolutely
because he did his, but being that you broke that down for the people, these people were pure Def Jam.
Right.
We as the audience, we didn't know Violator Def Jam. We didn't know Rush, RAL, Rush Associated Labels, Def Jam. See, people don't know that.
Not the RAL.
You know, I'm a hip hop baby, so I just taught y'all. So RAL was Rush Associated Labels. So that was the JMJ. That was these other labels. Because Onyx wasn't even Def Jam. They was JMJ Def Jam. So if you had to do a Def Jam, Redman was pure Def Jam, though, right?
Def Squad.
See, damn. See? And I know Method Man would have been,
Wu-Tang.
damn.
No,
All right.
Method Man was
He
straight
was
Def
pure,
Jam.
yeah, he was
It's just
pure
that
Def
he came
Jam.
from Wu-Tang.
Yeah, nah, he was pure Def Jam.
He was straight Def Jam. You're right. They didn't have a
Right,
deal like
right.
that. He was
Yep.
absolutely a full-on Def Jam
Yeah,
artist. Yes.
right. So if
So
you
my Mount Rushmore
go ahead.
would be, I have to give LL because he turned the lights on and kept them on,
Mhm.
right? And he's also an extremely amazing artist. Chuck D, I gotta throw him in there. Now here's where I get tossed up at, right? How many can I have at Mount Rushmore?
It's only
4 or
4.
5?
It's only 4.
Damn. All right. So there is LL, there is Chuck D, who I love. There is Slick Rick. It'd have to be Redman.
You made a mistake, and when I give mine,
Wait a minute.
it's gonna hit
Hold
you.
on. No. Hold on. Let me back up. Sorry, y'all. Let me rewind. I forgot all of these artists that Def Jam
Yeah,
has.
I'll give you a
Back
second.
it on
Yeah,
up.
I'll give you a
And
second.
let me back it up.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, let me take Public Chuck D out because that's Public Enemy, right? Let me just take that out because that is a group. Mount Rushmore, LL, Redman, DMX, Slick Rick.
I'm not mad at that. So if I did mine, I would say LL first and foremost. I would say I would have to put PE in there. They just got grouped together because nothing was like them lights.
Okay.
I would say DMX because what he did there was unprecedented. And I would have to say Jay-Z.
You know why I was going to give Jay-Z honorary, and I'm going to tell you why, because damn. I mean, it depends.
It's tough to put 4. It's tough to do 4 with that.
It's tough to do 4 because they all are so impactful. And like I said, if I had to carve out another wall, it'd have to be Jay-Z because extremely impactful. Body of work, bananas. And people will say, like I hear a lot of people, fuck that. He stole Biggie rhymes forever. My man, you don't get 14 #1 albums with Biggie lyrics.
Right.
It don't happen like that. And we have to, that's the other thing I want to say since we're talking about this. It's okay to pay homage to your rap friends, to other rappers. Like him and Biggie were really, really friends. You know what I mean? Like that was his boy. He loved Biggie. So a lot of stuff will come from, like he starts something off with Biggie, he'll throw a Biggie verse and a lyric in there too or whatever. But what's wrong with that? Like everybody got a problem with stuff like that. Like,
and he's doing it on purpose. He's doing it on purpose.
He's doing it on purpose. And he's doing it to everybody on purpose. But Jay-Z is probably the most wittiest rapper of my time, to be quite honest. And the Redman was very like, as far as a rapper's rapper, 100%.
From the cipher to the records, everything. Redman,
everything. Everything. But definitely Jay-Z for sure. And I love Hov. Everybody knows that. But he just came a little bit later in the game for me. So when Def Jam was kind of built already. But if we're talking about adding him in, like he's definitely an honorary, and I can't take it. I feel like you need 5.
Who was your when you was coming up? Who was your Jay-Z?
Damn, who was my Jay-Z? There's so many. Rakim.
I'm biased. It was Big Daddy Kane.
Rakim.
Stop
bugging. The brother said, dig him. I never dug him. He couldn't follow the leader long enough, so I drug him.
Yeah, no, I mean,
danger zone, ranger zone, base chase.
I started to sink in the paper as I was ink. That shit was crazy. That rhyme. I got sold. Nah, it was very, very vivid. Do you think a lot of the older artists are scared to drop now? What happened? Oh no, the question that I had to ask you is very, very important. What happened to conscious hip hop? We had the X Clan, we had Poor Righteous Teachers, we had BDP, we had Public Enemy, we had so many people. We had Daddy's Little Girl as a conscious record. What happened to conscious hip hop?
It was the gangster rap got ushered in, or the that energy got ushered in. So once we start ushering, what not we, but once they started ushering all that other energy, that stuff got washed out. Because how was there not another Public Enemy album on Def Jam? But how did they just go away? How did that happen? That's Public Enemy. They should be making records right now. You know what I mean? Like it on Def Jam. This should be. I think Conscious Records just went away with them making it seem like it was a boring thing. Like there are a lot of people out there who like you said right now, like you had 1,300 last night, and then you wound up with just 200 today or whatever the case may be, because people don't want to hear real information. They want, now I don't want to hear that's boring. I want to hear something painful. I want to hear something that hurt. I want to hear something that's funny. I want to hear something that's too serious. I don't want to take life serious, which kind of makes sense now that I'm saying and have an epiphany. Maybe people just don't want to take life serious.
That's why, you know why I asked you that. You know why I asked you that? Because it ties back into the above question with Black media. See, some of us want to talk about, yo, I just had this dope shake today. You could drink this shake. Yo, it clear your face. Niggas don't want to hear that shit. They're like, this nigga got good skin. They don't want to hear that. They want to hear, and if you notice, most of the artists who passed away get no love. You got to be killed heinously. Yep. If you died of natural causes, they don't care. Nobody talks about Eazy-E. Nobody talks about Pun. Nobody talks about Heavy D. Nobody talks about the Fat Boys got omitted from hip-hop history. Nobody talks about the Fat Boys at all.
Nobody talks about them.
But if you got killed heinously, there we go. Oh, he got shot. Oh, he got... People know more about Julio Fulio than they know about Buff from the Fat Boys.
I ain't even know about this boy until he died. How about that?
And everybody who passes away, they always put rapper in front of their name. You never noticed that? Rapper is the new word.
You never even hear about these people. You're like, who? Rapper who? And it'll just be somebody who was in the Bronx who had videos.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Who didn't hit any chart. Right. Who didn't do anything. Like, you mean to tell me it can't be just young man from a family of 4 who liked rapping.
You know why?
No, it's rapper.
You know why, right?
Again.
Rapper's the new word for nigga.
There you go.
That's the new nigga. Like he's a rapper.
There you go.
His life wasn't worth nothing.
There you go. That's deep.
Yeah.
But that's how it's coming. That's how it's coming out though. That's how it's coming down. That's how it's coming out.
How can people follow you on social media? Because you're very vocal, very visible, and very opinionated.
I am very vocal.
Yeah, very opinionated.
So I'll tell you a couple of things going on with me right now. And I do have a new project coming, Bodega Betty. It is coming. And we're working on that right now. That's going to be dope. But you can follow me on Instagram at I am Nikki D. That's I am NIKKID __. It's absolutely blue checked, not by me, by Instagram. So please, people be like, oh, you got the blue check. So that means that you shut up.
Right.
No, Instagram did that, not me. Okay. Right. And you can find me on the Nikki D Show, which I've been trying to get together for a minute on YouTube. It's the Nikki D Show, and you will get some good stuff out of that. So you go in there now, you catch a few videos here and there. But the other thing that I'm doing right now is I'm also launching a rum punch.
Okay.
With my partner KP, it's called Perfects is the brand, and it is Paradise Rum Punch, and it is in stores right now. But we're actually having a little bit of a launch, and if you're in New York, on the 17th of October, you can come on out because it's going to be in the iHeartRadio building. Okay. And we're having an event there, DJ press and all that good stuff. And just in case, hold on one second. If you ever walk into a store, this is what it looks like.
Okay.
It's
for
actually
real,
done already. It's actually done, huh?
I said it's for real. You got the packaging and everything.
For real. Yeah, absolutely. It's done.
Right.
So it comes in a cute little 4-pack like this, right? Mm-hmm. Already packaged. So what you could do is you could pull it out because it's already got red casing on the top of it. It's already there. It's 10% Caribbean rum punch. It's guava, mango, and strawberry juices. It's from a distillery. It's all natural juice. It's not fructose or anything like that. It's the real deal. And we got it in stores. And it's not too bad on the price point. So probably the top of the year will be really, really, really up and running all over the place. And if anybody interested and you got liquor stores out there, you got restaurants or anything, hit me up. Be more than happy to make sure you get a delivery. And get going from there. Sorry, I just dropped my water bottle. That's what that was.
Next question. Why you never did Drink Champs?
Because I haven't gotten to Florida yet.
I know the invite. I know. Yeah, I'm about to say, I know the invite is there. You know.
They please.
Yeah.
EFN called me. He
Right.
DM'd me. Nikki, you coming to Florida? When you come, let me know.
Right.
Like, definitely will do drink champs. I have a ton of stories.
Right.
So
What
a
about
ton of information more than stories.
What about a Flavor Unit reunion?
That would be dope. Shakim has to tell Dana to do, you know, that's something that he wants to happen.
Right.
Because Shakim left hip hop a long time ago, but a Flavor Unit reunion would be dope.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Dana, every time I see her, we get up, like we just did the MTV, I think last year, was it?
Mm-hmm.
October, we did the Jersey MTV, something we did with Redman was there. It was dope. Lady Luck was there. A couple of people, we did it. And every now and again, Latifah hit me up. Yo, I'm going on the road. You know what I mean? I'm going to do a show. Come with me. I'll go out there. And I rock with her on some things. But a Flavor Unit reunion would be dope.
So, yeah, because it's y'all, Naughty. Y'all would have to take Benzino, too. You know that, right? Benzino was Flavor Unit.
First of all, I'm not taking Benzino no way.
He was Flavor. Cool, he was Flavor Unit, though.
Benzino, listen, Benzino been in the news a lot.
But he was Flavor Unit, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Flavor Unit. Where's Chill Rob G?
Chill Rob G was around. He's actually on. I seen Chill Rob G. Well, I saw him at Mark's funeral.
Okay.
And I saw Chill Rob G at the hip hop event when last year we did the mayor's office, the 50th year of hip hop anniversary. I seen him then, and then I seen him this year at Mark's funeral. But Chill Rob G is around.
You have to take Lakim Shabazz. Definitely, that's my guy right there.
Got to.
Lakim Shabazz.
Remember Lakim, this cuts got flavor. This cuts got flavor.
Yo, Lakim Shabazz, such a short guy, voice,
what a big
strong
voice.
As hell. Even Chill Rob G had that voice too. I loved his music.
Oh yeah.
But that was all Mark though. That was all DJ Mark.
All
45
Mark.
King.
All of that Flavor Unit stuff was Mark.
Let me ask you something too. Because you would know. How come we heard music from Apache? He didn't have no unreleased music nowhere?
No. That was it. That was the album. He didn't even go into the second one. That was it.
It was his pen was around though.
His pen is
I ain't starting no trouble. I'm just saying his pen is around though. His pen was around.
His pen is I love the way you put that. His pen is absolutely around. So basically, yes, ghostwriter. Right. For the right price, he could have made your shit tighter. But yes, Apache pen is still around.
Right.
Yes, it is.
How close?
And just,
How close? Because I know you was probably there for a lot of studio sessions, but they don't got no.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. It ain't no music.
Listen, I was there for all the sessions. I was there for one. Listen, this is a funny story. I remember one time we were at, I think it was the Palladium. We was at a party. Tupac, Apache, a bunch of us. We was all hanging out, partying, having a good time. So I'm known as the stickler when it comes to studio, because studio back then was $125 an hour, right? And this was not no cheap thing, and that was without the engineer. You know what I mean? And without the equipment you had to rent to pull in. You didn't bring your MPC? Okay, that's another $60. You know what I mean? The mic is another $100 because you're getting a U87 in Newman.
Facts.
This costs this much, the amps cost this much, to everything, right? So we're in the studio, and we all go back to the studio. We all high as I don't know what. That's when we were smoking blunts like it was nobody's business. Like we was just always rolling and like it's always smoke. If after a minute we all sit in the studio, Tupac, everybody stretch, everybody. I'm like, yo, y'all gotta go. And Tupac was like, what you mean we gotta go? I said, y'all gotta go. I said, he got work to do. He gotta record. Like we can't record. Like y'all just sitting here drinking. He's like, sis, you kicking me out? I said, yo, y'all hanging out. We just left the party. And y'all came back to the studio to party some more? I said, I love you, Pop. I said, but you gotta go. He said, oh, shit, sis, you kicking me out. He said, all right, I love you. I'll see you later. I'll see y'all later. Pop was such a beautiful person. You know what I mean? Like, he was such an amazing, intelligent, articulate, deep, passionate, just a really good person.
Unofficial, you know what I mean? Flavor Unit member.
Unofficial, honorary.
Yeah.
And just such a great person. So me and Pac have always been cool. Me and Pac have gotten super drunk and fell out in the same room and woke up in the same spot. Like never anything between ever. Definitely my brother. You know what I mean? Like just a sweet person. I've been many places with Pac to the point where we've been on the road together. He's 5 years old with it, knocking on your door, throwing water on you type shit. Like really just a fun person. And you know, you want to kick his ass a lot because he played too much sometimes. But you know, just a really good hearted person. But definitely always around.
When you see, his story is forever. When you see all these new revelations coming out, the Keefe D thing, and what do you think? Like the Keefe D thing, he's saying Diddy allegedly met. Do you sit there and say, like us, do you sit there like, what the hell is going on? Or was it certain information you heard already back in the days?
No, absolutely. I didn't. As far as that was concerned, I was where everybody else was with it.
Right.
Like I didn't know. I only knew what I heard. However, now when all this paperwork is popping up, and I don't know if this is your boy, but I got to shout him out. Choke no joke, be pulling up that paperwork because he pulled up this big old file on. He has this like 4-hour video that he reads about Reggie Wright.
Right? Yeah.
Reggie Wright wound up with immunity for the Biggie murder? How?
Oh, I didn't know nothing about that.
How? Was the Biggie murder the Pac murder? It was the Pac murder. How you wind up with immunity for that? You only get immunity if you're going to incriminate yourself.
Wow,
so
I didn't know. Yeah.
And
you just taught me something.
Listen, I'm not making this up.
Right.
This is literally what the docs say. The transcript from the testimony in court.
Wow.
It's literally there. And it just bugged me out when he was reading. I was like, how does that even exist? And how can he be named in both situations? So there's a lot of stuff that we weren't privy to then because nobody was digging up paperwork like they are now. Nobody was digging up cases like they are now. But a lot of people are pulling up some information that is extremely. It's like, bro, how you in this?
Let me ask you another question. When was you working at Def Jam when Foxy Brown signed?
Absolutely.
How old was she?
16.
Okay.
She was 16 when she was working around with them, ran over boots. She was 16.
Okay, because me and her grew up together, and they keep putting Jay-Z on her on Jay-Z. I'm trying to tell people.
Yeah.
It was already, respectfully, I love her to death. That ain't Jay-Z. That ain't Jay-Z. That ain't Jay-Z.
Put it out there.
Yeah, that ain't got nothing to do with Jay-Z. Like
who she was who she was.
Yeah, that ain't because Jay-Z wasn't even the first crew that she was down with. A lot of people don't know.
With Smooth
the Hustler and DR Period.
Who wrote Ain't No Nigga Verse for her.
He revealed that on my show. You know what I'm saying? So, and because you would have saw the back end and the paperwork. You understand what I'm saying? Because they had to turn the lyrics into you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, it's funny you say that because which album was it? It was her Il Nana album. Once I added up all her publishing because I was doing some admit work, she owned 2.5 songs.
Damn.
2.5 songs. You know what 2.5 songs is? Not even 2 songs you wrote full and a verse, a half a verse. No, a verse here, a verse there. Pull these together. They accumulated to be 2.5 songs. And a lot of people just, they just thought that she absolutely was a powerhouse.
Right.
But she was put together a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right. Definitely.
So no, but she was already that girl.
Right.
She was already that girl.
Right. Because they be
without question.
Yeah, because she already was with Next Selection. That is DR Period. Already was with DR Period.
Yes.
Already was with. I think her name was Shorty Brooklyn. I'll call DR right now. He'll tell me.
She was already with Next. She was already rocking with him, and she was already. Yeah, by the time Jay got with her, absolutely, she was already 16, going on 17. She wasn't
They keep
14
putting,
years
they keep
old.
putting 13 and he
They're like,
groomed
she
her.
was young. She was 14. Jay-Z. Like, that's the other thing about the media. Like, that's why, let me tell you, I said, people need to adapt his energy the way he just don't say nothing.
Facts.
And everybody in the world can't stand him. They can't figure out why they hate it. I can't stand him. It's the way he did this, the way he did that. Y'all worried about something he did 35 years ago? Because right now, he's not even that same Jay-Z that y'all hated 35 years ago. And if y'all are still living your life hating a man for something he did 35 years ago, what are y'all doing with your life?
They can't let it go.
They can't let it go. They can't let it go. Like, ain't no freaking way. Ain't no way.
Yo, DR didn't pick it. But they always call me back after the show. But he told me her first rap name because he was shopping her demo. And then she got with Trackmasters, the guys who discovered us. Because Tone lived in Atlantic Terminals, the place where I frequent, where my cousin lived, that's in the chat. And they're from St. Mark's, right up the block. You know what I'm saying? St. Mark's. And we from the same neighborhood. So
right.
I got plenty of Foxy Brown stories just from the neighborhood. Like I went to summer camp with her when she was like 8 years old. Went to summer camp.
Wow.
Summer camp.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I know her, Gab, Anton, like I know them. So when people say shit about Foxy Brown, I'll be like, okay. I know Inga. You know Foxy Brown.
Right.
I know Inga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna ask you, this is the other Nikki in the culture. You're the original Nikki. But they have another Nikki named Nicki Minaj.
Right.
Does she get a fair shake in this culture? Because it comes off as paranoia sometimes to people. Do people really be fucking well? Because she seems to have an issue with almost every female rapper.
I think it's paranoia. I think she is removed because she's become such a mega star that she's so pulled. And remember, it's like you're the oldest brother, but your youngest brother, you're the oldest brother and you're 14. And here come your baby brother. You've been doing this thing for a long stretch with nobody to have to battle with, nobody to have to fight with, nobody to have to share with. You become a powerhouse because there was no one else in the industry that they were cultivating like they cultivated you.
Facts.
There was no one else that was coming up the way you came up, and you came through a solid camp. You came up with Wayne and, in Birdman and all of them.
No, Gucci and them first. Gucci Mane first. Gucci
Mane,
was fire.
Because that was
Deb,
Big Deb was rocking with her, right? And she had Gucci Mane and she had Foxy. But she definitely, to me, is a little bit paranoid because I think for somebody to have pulled off the career the way she pulls it off, and it has the base and the cult following, if you will, that she has.
Them damn barbs will get you. They'll get you.
Listen, they'll
get you.
Because I'll be telling them, I'll be like, if Nikki's 41, how old are y'all acting like this? Stop it. You know what I mean? Y'all came up together. Stop it. Like, y'all got to cut that out. Come on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you could stand and love somebody, but y'all be acting like the girl can't do no harm.
Right.
She's a mean person.
Right.
Nikki is absolutely a mean girl.
Damn.
And everybody knows that about her. And it's like, if you think about it, and I say this about a lot of artists, right? If people are so dope and so for the culture, and so people always stopping them, who have you put on? Who have you signed? Who have you brought to the table and you made them and brought them out to the world and shared your light with this person? Nobody. Because you people become very, very selfish when you get that far up the ladder and you get very, very well off. And you just don't want anybody else to have anything with you. So when you get with people like Ice Spice, or you do a song with even a Cardi B who had her own shine, or you do songs with the Meg or whomever you get with, and if they just happen to do something with somebody else, or you see them in a picture with somebody else, you absolutely can't stand them no more. And now you online throwing subs. Why? You're a grown-ass woman. Why are you online always throwing subs like you just got in the game? You know what I mean? Like, you're a superstar. You're a megastar. Stand on your 10 and stop acting like you 15, like you just got in this. Be the boss that you are. You up here worried about somebody who ain't got half the accolades you have, who doesn't have a quarter of the money you have. Sis, you worth like 100 M's. Come on. You worried about somebody who just getting in the game because your ego, it just bothers you. It just bothers you. You got to grow up. You got to come off of that. You know what I mean? You go find some other artists to put out. Stretch your legacy a little bit. You know what I mean? Like put some other stuff on the table. Be better. Be better.
You qualified, so I can't. I just gotta. We always gotta listen. Should she understand a little bit more, because they kind of, I think she's feeling like they're trying to do to her what she was a part of doing to Little Kim. I said that.
So, and I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah.
Because I always tell people, I said, you see what she's doing? I said, the same issue she's having with Cardi is the same issue she had with Kim. And I remember when that Little Kim and her thing started. And at one point, Nikki did give Kim some credit, right?
Mm-hmm,
She did. At one point, she was like, I love Little Kim, whatever. But you mean to tell me we're going to sit and act like you did not copy damn near every pose, every picture, every wig. And then the original Black Barbie dressed in Bulgari. That was before you.
Even the How Many Licks video was Barbie dolls.
Come on. That was before you. So you mean to tell me you didn't steal that whole image and run with it?
Yeah.
We're not going to act like that happened. We're not blind, sis. We're not going to act like that ain't happened.
Why
did you take it and run with it and take it all the way up?
Yeah.
Absolutely. But we're not going to act like that didn't happen.
Why did the culture seem like it's only room for one woman? You notice that, like, now it's a little bit better, but it always had to be one of y'all. It couldn't be her.
But except for my era, because remember,
that's what I'm about to say. Now, after, because it was Foxy and it was Kim, and everybody else had to fight to get in. Remy had to fight. Eve had to fight. And then it just became, it's only one woman here, only one woman here. Oh, but if she from the South, she cool. Right. If she from the West Coast, she cool. But other than that, and then they had to come through a man. You understand what I'm saying? They had to come through a man.
And that's always been my thing.
Yep.
I was like, I wasn't cut from a rib. I don't know about you.
Right.
Oh, y'all was cut from a rib.
You wasn't nobody rib.
Come on. Y'all all came from somewhere, every last one of them. Every last one of them. Kim came from Biggie. Foxy came from everybody.
We said it at the same time. It's the truth.
She came from everybody.
Right.
Eve came from Rough Riders.
Like Dr. Dre first.
Dr. Dre first.
Yeah.
He didn't know what to do with her.
Yeah.
He figured it out. Like, they all came from somewhere. You know what I mean?
So you was the only one that didn't come from no dude, right? Damn.
I brought me to the table. I brought myself to the table. I hopped on a Greyhound bus from LA and got out this motherfucker and went and chased my dreams. Anybody go to Russell and get that done?
I was trying to tell people they didn't understand about Rage, how Rage is really Rockin' Robin. They have no idea. That's Rockin' Robin, who was down with Chubb Rock.
Yep.
And she lived in Chungking.
She lived in Chungking. And the one thing, and even though Rage was the first at Death Row, she didn't come from Death Row.
Right.
Which you know what I mean? Robin was her own person and still is to this day. And always stood on her own 10. So she's another one that wasn't cut from a whole guy crew, if you will.
Right.
And they signed her because she was already dope.
Right.
They didn't bring her in and make her Rage. She was already Rage.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
she already had the hair like that and everything. She already had
the whole image, she already had all of that. And she's the one girl who is my sister, like, when I tell you like this. We will always be back and forth at each other. You know what I mean? With the whole, if somebody was like, well, but between the both of y'all, like, who got the hardest? And both of us would be like, me. You know what I mean? Like, we both was always like, me.
Did we lose Antoinette again? Where the hell she at?
Antoinette, she came and she left again.
Girl, her number still the same?
It's still the same.
All right, I'm calling you tomorrow, Antoinette. If you see this, I'm cursing you out. She did a book. You know, she did an interview with me. She did a book.
Yep.
I have an affinity. Let me tell you something. I have an affinity for female rappers because I DJ for Roxanne Shante when I was little. Little Kim first raps ever was in my crib. I grew up with Inga, and I got Little Kim on tape saying that. Grew up with Inga. Babs, I was around Babs. I met you. I met Yo-Yo. And it was like, hold on, this is like royalty of hip hop. So no matter where I go, no matter who and I did a lot of Nicki Minaj film work. That was me. That was me doing a lot of the videos and the film work. Jordan Tower was directing the videos, but that's me doing a lot of her interviews. That's me interviewing Nicki Minaj on the Come Up DVD. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's me doing all that. When she had on the Wonder Woman suit and a few other things. And it's a silhouette of her and Foxy, but Foxy didn't want to be on camera with her at the time. Yeah, that's a whole nother long story. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
So I've been around them. So I've always had an affinity for female rappers. And every female rapper who I come across, I try to give them a bit of information. And let me know what you think about this. I've always said the key to a successful female artist is your hair. If you get a hairstyle and rock that hairstyle, you will be known for this hairstyle. Ice Spice, she could comb it out now, but that ain't the same little Ronald McDonald girl that everybody looked at. If you look at the history, Diana Ross, Patti LaBelle, Nicki Minaj with the bangs, Little Kim with the wigs, Foxy with the weave, Remy with the bangs, Eve with the short haircut. It's always been
with girls. Diamonds with girls.
But we know you for your
extra with the hair.
That's what I'm saying. No, but I'm saying we know you for your hairstyle and we fall in love with your style based on how your hair is. T-bars with the shortcut. You understand what I'm saying?
I didn't know that. That was never a thing. I never knew that.
See, this is what I'm saying. So if you notice, every woman that was successful.
So if that was my problem, I didn't have a specific hairstyle.
You didn't have it.
Go ahead.
You didn't have no, for real. You didn't have because women want to emulate your hair. So they'll go
what they did do is they emulated the overalls with the bustier and the cleavage. I saw that a lot when I came out.
We ain't gonna talk about the cleavage. That's something.
That was a thing that happened, but I never knew that was a thing. Like,
that was different.
You know why? Back in our day,
Salt and Pepper. Think about it. No, think about all these girls that were successful.
Salt and Pepper was stylish all through and through.
But remember, they had them short haircuts.
We wanted to wear the cut up jeans. We wanted to wear the cut up jeans. We wanted to wear the cut up t-shirts. Like we wanted to look like them, but the hair, not so much as a girl.
I'm telling you.
And this is before I came out.
But how we looked at y'all. You had the Salt and Pepper haircuts. They had the little Tams on with the hair coming out the side. That was your identity. Yo-Yo with the braids. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yo-Yo definitely with the braids. That's her trademark.
Yeah, Rage with the Afro puffs. I'm telling you, we identify women by their hair. Just the women don't know that. So a lot of times I tell the women, if you get a hairstyle and every girl want it, you gonna win because everybody gonna.
You know that's what happened with Ice Spice though.
Right. She tried to comb it out.
I just didn't understand why she moved away from that so quick.
Should have been Ronald McDonald.
Like, that's your moniker. Like that's your thing.
Should have been Ronald McDonald forever.
That's one person. That's one rapper who I said has an ID card today. Was that hair? That was it.
Right.
You ain't need to do nothing else.
They could have did a silhouette of her. They could have did a silhouette and you knew who it was.
Every time we see you, we need to see that hair. We don't want to see that because you look weird to us now with that long red. It doesn't look. We don't like it. We don't like it.
Just flat out. We don't like it.
We don't like it. We want you to go back to the curly hair. We like you with the curly hair, and also come see me. Let me help you out with a little image and a little bit of let's get some real songs out.
Did you see her twerking? She looked like she was just over it. Like she looked like listen.
Well, she just looked back like.
Yeah, here we go again. Yeah. Like, goodness gracious. That
I saw that. Because what else? Because that's what you did, though. You did that to yourself. You did that to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I looked at, when we did 24 hours apiece, Yo-Yo's always been the seductive one, if you will, right? She's always been hitting them hips. Always, that's just Yo-Yo. That's Yolanda.
I want to tell people, too, Yo-Yo look good as in person. She
does. She's beautiful.
Yeah, like, if you see her in person, you'd be like,
pretty.
Oh shit, that's Yo-Yo. Yeah, and she smelled good too. But go ahead.
She's very pretty. Like even when we did the 24 hours a piece, the whole time we're facing the crowd.
Right.
We'll trace because we're entertaining you.
Right.
We don't want to turn around and give you our ass to kiss.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's a little bit slight disrespect, but I know it's also at the same time the way y'all do shit today. But I don't want to turn around and put my ass in your face.
Right.
And I guess it's because I'm an OG and it kind of like feels like it's a little bit of a disrespect, but at the same time, it's just not. Even when Kim was dressing provocative, Kim didn't turn around and shake her ass.
Right, never.
Kim still was in her little leotard, had her heels on, doing her thing, but it was always entertaining you. Here, this. I'm giving you me from the front forward.
Right.
And I noticed that when me, Yo-Yo,
Rage,
Luck,
yep,
all of us on the stage, everything was forward facing. It was, and Rod Digger.
right.
We talking to the crowd. That's just where we come from.
You
know what I mean? So today is completely different. They say 3 words and they turn around.
Yeah. One last question. You know, I start shit. The spooky thing in this industry that, you know, we hear about the parties, we hear about all that stuff. Has Nikki D ever seen anything that you was like, what the fuck is going on?
And that's crazy. And I've been in some places. Let me tell you where you think I would see it. You know what? I did see one time, which I thought was bugged out when I was on tour. So before I was even able to really like go on a tour and make a record, when Russell signed me, Russell said, listen, it's going to be a minute before a record comes out. I was like 18. The minute before a record comes out, but here, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to send you on the road. This is a Public Enemy tour. It was LL, it was Houdini. It was Eric B. and Rakim. Like, it was a bunch of the guys on this tour. Because remember, there was Def Jam and there was Rush Management.
Right.
So at Rush Management, they managed Eric B. and Rakim. They managed Houdini. They managed Run DMC. But on the label was LL and Slick Rick and Public Enemy. These artists were on the label, Beastie Boys. So we'll take you go on a tour. You're going to be on Houdini's bus. We'll get you per diem.
$35 a day. Go ahead.
I had a little bit more, thank God.
Yeah.
And Russell loved me. To this day, Russell will just, Nikki D, all right? Like, me and him have really cultivated a good friendship. And that's why it's bugged out when I see all this stuff about him. And I'll be like, wow, I never saw that. I've been around this man since I was 18 and never saw this
But
stuff.
see, with Russell don't be making it no better when he be sitting there rubbing his legs and stuff and doing this whole...
But he's doing yoga. Come on.
I don't want to get you in no trouble, but I laugh at him every time. Yeah.
Pause. He's doing yoga.
Yo, I seen one where he was on this dude's legs and dude's kicking him in the air. Russell ain't always had that lisp too, man. It got heavy over the course of the years.
Nah, he's always had that lisp since I known him.
When
he got the veneers, it got worse.
Oh, all right. So that might make sense. All right, I'll give you that because I thought it was a little.
Yeah. When he got the veneers, it got worse.
Okay. So you know what? That's the justification. I was gonna say, man, you wasn't talking like that before.
Them veneers made it worse.
Okay.
Because I knew him before and after. I knew him with the gap teeth and
yeah.
So anyway, so I'm on tour, and Ella had this DJ, Bobcat, very dope ass DJ, dope as shit. So, I have a radio. I brought a boombox with me. On tour, I was like, I'm gonna be able to have a boombox in my room one more. So one day Bobcat was like, sis, let me get your radio. And I was like, all right. So then one night I'm like, I want my radio. Like, you got my radio? Like, I'm gonna go to his room and get my radio. So I'm walking down the hallway and it's just, I see a line. And I'm like, what is a line doing in the hallway? So I'm walking. I ain't gonna name no names who was on the line. It's a couple of dudes y'all know. So I'm walking towards the room. And I hope Bobcat don't mind me telling the story because, hey, Bobcat is 1,000 years later.
Right.
So I walked to the room to get my radio. I'm walking past somebody like, what's up, Nick? You going in the room? All the guys, I'm like, yeah. And it's like, you sure you going to go? I was like, yeah, I want my radio. So the door is kind of cracked. It's not even like closed, but they all just kind of like stand in line. I'm like, fuck. So anyway, I go into the room. Yo, this chick is getting smashed. You get smashed out. And not like no train or nothing like that, no gang, nothing like it was just one dude smashing her. And I go into the room again, he's like, oh, your radio right there. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So I get the radio, come back out, and these dudes is literally waiting on their turn. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, but the thing is the girl was like not bothered. She's smiling. You know what I mean? The thing is, and it's a lot of stuff that people don't know. There's women who used to pack up their house, get in their car, and follow these tour buses all throughout the country.
That's true.
They would leave their kids with their mother.
Yeah.
They would pack up and they would follow these rappers to the point where some of them just became household groupies and all the guys knew who they were.
And I think
like, oh, Sasha on your bus? Tell Sasha, nah. Tell Sasha you gotta braid my hair today, or
Yeah.
tell Sasha I need that such and such from blah blah blah. Like they become part of the tour. They get laminates, which are the passes that allow you to go all access. These women will pack up their lives and come hang out with
And it
them.
used to be when you come to that town, she already out here, so she gonna come with 4 or 5 of her homegirls and all that.
4 or 5 of her
Yeah,
homegirls.
because
They're
I think
already at the hotel y'all staying at.
I think the
They already
groupie
got their rooms.
I think the groupie tales got omitted because guys got older and got married and stuff. They might have to come back with some of that stuff because now, reason why it's important because it's all being made to seem like everything is forceful now, like you were forced to do it. That is the part of the story that has to change because you had some chicks, they got with everybody who came to town. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody who came to town, and that's them rock and roll dudes. They started it. They rock and roll dudes. They started the groupie stuff. They started.
And that's what I tell people. I said, you know what? From what I used to see, and I think is guys get a bad rap. I do. I think a lot of these artists, a lot of these executives get a bad rap because it's like the neighborhood drug dealer. Shorty gonna rock with them because she's trying to get something. She's trying to get them bamboo earrings. She's trying to get a car. She's trying to get her phone bill paid. She's trying to get her hair done. She's trying to get something. In this case, these women are trying to figure out how they can either become a girlfriend, how they can become a celebrity.
They rent paid.
They're not around these guys because they just want to be cool with them. That is not what's happening. And everybody will swear up and down these women are being forced to be with these men, and they swear. That is, I promise you, that is not what's happening. They are willing participants in a lot of these situations where they just want to be down. And I've seen it also where it turned the other way from them and they didn't get what they want. And then they start claiming other stuff has happened to them. I've seen this.
Both sides. It has been both sides. It has been some misdoings. It's been some misdoings, but again, I was a kid out there and I seen like, when we get to the hotel, there's already like, and I'm 15. We get to the hotel, there's already like 30, 40 girls there already. They wasn't there to play Uno. You know what I'm saying? They was there.
Exactly.
And what the world don't understand, right? You have said rapper from New York. He's in North Carolina now. They never thought they would see him in person. He's here right now. It was a lot of groupies because now said rapper is right here in their face. They only saw him on TV. They might have saw him on The Box, Rap City, Yo MTV Raps. They never saw this person. Now they're here. And then to see them in the flesh, they used to act, the girls used to act out.
And let me tell you, these girls will drop everything right in front of you. They don't care.
Yeah.
This is what they think they got to do. And it's pretty sad, to be quite honest. But you're right. It's both. It's on both sides. But a lot of it is not what everybody think it is. These women are doing a lot of what they want to do.
Right. And now they just charge now. You know what I'm saying? That's the only difference now. They just charge now. At one point they was doing really. Now they just say.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
So. And this is, I mean, we obviously way off the black media situation. However, because we're just chopping it up.
Yeah.
But let's go to the Diddy situation a little bit, right? So he's being charged with sex trafficking, right? Because he's flying people out.
That's the Mann Act. That's the Mann Act. I told them what that was last night.
The Mann Act. That's not getting flued out and getting smashed by some dudes.
I taught them that last night. I said, listen, and the Mann Act, what I showed them was, even if it's consensual.
Right.
There is the Mann Act don't mean that it was forced. The Mann Act is, yo, what you doing? Yo, I just bought your ticket. You come through, you could get charged. If we driving in a car, if you in Jersey, and I say, yo, and I drive you to New York, I trafficked you. That's how deep this is, and that's how scary it is. And y'all better, but what I read was, it also was being used as a tool of blackmail by the government.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Charlie Chaplin went down for it. Jack Johnson.
Absolutely.
That's what R. Kelly's in jail for. People don't know that. He's not in jail for none of that shit. He's in jail for the Mann Act.
Because he didn't want to give up something.
Yeah. Yep. So
give up something. And it's a doggy dog world when it comes to that. And I feel like, listen, again, bro, we see you're a violent man. We see that. We ain't even gonna hold you on that. We
Right.
seen you beat the crap out of that
Yeah,
girl.
yeah, you did. Yeah.
But now we're gonna use the real technicalities to really reel you in and really, you know what I mean? Do what we want to do to you. Because now instead of us saying you just brought somebody out, like if that's your girlfriend and you flew her out to another state. Now, I'm not saying she participated. I'm just saying this person is participating. I'm not talking about old girl Cassie. So you fly your girl out to another state and you're like, babe, let's get up with somebody. Yo, call somebody. Let's give them a couple of dollars. Come on. And y'all, it's the same shit. But the difference is, obviously, in this case, old girl says she was forced. I don't know that. A lot of people have a different story on that. I'm not saying she wasn't. Obviously, like she was going through some things in that relationship. However, at the end of the day, if the regular couple is doing that we know it ain't all that other stuff going on. They're just using those technicalities to make sure that they drag you all the way through the mud. You did some shit.
I made a prediction, and I'm gonna make it again here in this interview. In the end, he's gonna be the hero. I'm telling you.
Really?
In the end, he's gonna be the hero.
How?
Because the same way people will say free R. Kelly, and some people saw that tape, and you had surviving R. Kelly, it's people saying free R. Kelly. It's people.
Right.
R. Kelly is a hero to some. In the end, Diddy's gonna be the hero. Because they're gonna start saying, you know why? Because remember, it was other people who was there. If you don't stick up for him, you next. So they're gonna have to say, oh no, that's like we just said. So he's in trouble for the Mann Act. If that's the case, regular schmegulars could get jammed up in that. So y'all might have to revisit that.
And listen, I agree with you on the hero part because when his attorney and the DA's office talked and they said you need to be in Manhattan on this day, they talked it over with him. He's been in the city for 2 weeks prior to them running down on him in the lobby of the hotel because he was supposed to turn himself in that Tuesday. They said, nah, we're going to come get you on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
We feel like coming to get you now.
Right.
But rolling through Harlem, getting selfies with him the whole nine because the bad guy, the underdog is always still going to be. And it goes back to us saying, that's just Diddy, you know. Because you know why? You got a cousin like that. You got an uncle like that. You got a friend who got a brother like that. And the family was like, oh, you know your brother, your cousin, your uncle, whatever.
They crazy. Yeah, you know they crazy. They get them girls. They go up in that room. I don't know what they doing up there. Yes,
I don't know what they doing. That girl came outside crying. I said, that's your ass get for going there. I told you stop going in. And the girl keep going back.
Yeah, I think in the end, court of public opinion. First, we laugh at everything because you know, black people, we think everything is fucking funny.
That's exactly what we do.
So this is the part. Now we going back to the media thing because it feeds that low level of insecurity that many people have. So to see somebody else doing bad, hey, I ain't doing so bad. They locked Diddy up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why we gravitate towards the negative stories because we need to see somebody else's negativity. So what's going to happen,
that's a fact.
We're going to laugh for a little while. Then naturally, we empathetic people. We'll say, that's fucked up what he did. But what about Jeffrey Epstein? So we start justifying what he did in comparison to others. We don't handle but what about him? What about him? I'm telling you, in the end, I said it before, in the end, watch people, the tide gonna start swifting. They gonna say, nah, he ain't deserved 389 years, man. Come on, that's too much. I'm telling you, people gonna do that.
No, it's true, it's true.
They're going to do that. They're gonna say, yo, but this person only got this. Russell went to Bali. They're gonna say all that stuff. He tried to work with that's what happens. It's just natural. It's just a natural course of progression. And in the end, we see what he did. People gonna have their judgment, but they still was had that Syrah. And then you got people in the chat saying, is he not getting done wrong? I'm telling you, watch. Remember I said this to you. Yeah. It always shifts. People watch.
And I want to, and just really quick, and I want to say this about the Russell thing. Russell's always in the States, but everybody who keeps saying he escaped to Bali and he ran, and he's hiding in Bali and he's there because he don't want to get caught. The man be in the States all the time. And to all those who are ignorant to these kind of situations, The United States government, when they want you, if you out for something, you got that passport. They know when you bought a ticket. They know when you bought a flight. They know where to pick you up at. If this man was wanted for anything, they would get him. He is absolutely not as powerful as Puffy at this point in the world. Let's be clear. Right. He does not have the same contacts. He been left the industry a long time ago. He doesn't have a quarter of the money that Puffy had. If they wanted to catch this man, they'd catch him. Right. So when everybody keeps saying that whole thing about him running, he's not been convicted of anything. Like somebody tried to get him convicted of something, but they didn't happen. You know what I mean? So I just want to put that out there, just because I always hear that all the time. Like, and he should just run a Bali with Russell. Yeah, Russell didn't run. He owns a hotel out there. He owns a whole spa out there. Like, he built the hotel in Bali. Like, that's where he lives, because he's always been into yoga. But I think once all that stuff happened, that Me Too stuff, he decided, you know what? Let me just fully connect with my life the way I've been wanting to. Because for a long time, a lot of dudes was getting high doing drugs and women in the industry. That's just what it was back then. It wasn't just rap. It was everybody, right? You get high, you party, you're having fun. After a while, you just want to live a good life. Right. You just want to get away from all that stuff. And I'm not saying that's what he's doing, but it seems like it to me. At some point, you're like, I want out of all of this shit. Because you know what? All of the partying I did is kind of catching up to me in a sense where people want to come after me for some shit now. And you might have been partying, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. A little too hard back then. And I'm not saying you were partying too hard where you did something wrong, because if you did, again, they'd have wrapped you up the same way they wrapped everybody else up. Right. You know what I mean? But that's why I want to pose the question to everybody. A lot of people say, Jay-Z is next. And I'd be like, based off what? Off what? Off what? Off what? Everything he on the tapes. Yeah, everything they accuse him of can be debunked. He wasn't the first one with Aaliyah. When he met Aaliyah, she was already grown. Facts. Beyonce was of age. And he wasn't the first. She already had boyfriends before him. That's what I'm saying. And she wasn't the first. He wasn't the first one with Foxy Brown. He did not groom Foxy Brown since she was 15 and all that. Because I be trying to tell people respectfully, Foxy embellished a lot of shit to make the story good. Because when you embellish your age and you say certain shit, right, it makes you say exactly. So now we got to attach the relationship you had at that age. Yeah, I was 15. You really wasn't that age. Exactly. I be trying to tell people, but they want to argue. But you know what it is? Now that goes back to a little bit of us not clearing information up, which is what you're doing now, as far as Black media. Right. So that's what I mean when I say we don't put the information out there. Like, you put the information out there. Right. Right. And whether people want to believe it or not, totally up to, you know what I mean? Like, somebody was saying on one of the blogs posts today, there was like, oh, Nicki Minaj snubbed Meg Thee Stallion is nominated for all these BET awards. She thinks that Rock Nation is behind this. Yeah, yes, another. I said, well, shit. Killer Mike won Grammys. He won the BET Awards. I said, I ain't hear no Killer Mike songs on the radio. I ain't see no videos. I ain't see nothing on nobody's social media playing it. And he won everything. Was he signed to Rock Nation too? Right. How does that work? You know what I mean? Like, are we just going to keep blaming other people for other people's careers shortcomings? Because rumor has it, Rock Nation is the reason that Tory Lanez is in jail. He didn't do nothing. Like, it's like it's always, you know what I mean? Like, it's always, they have to point the finger at somebody, right? And listen, we could be wrong. We don't know if somebody's back there really pulling strings. Right. We could be wrong. But at the same time, we also don't know. So we can't just go, it seems like something he would do. But with the Tory Lanez thing, I feel like somebody did him dirty. Because when you think about all of the evidence and all the stuff that was put forth, all the way down to the GSR, him not having any on him, but the best friend got it on her. They never talked about the fact that her and the best friend was really throwing down. Got immunity. And the best friend got immunity too. Yeah. And why do you get immunity? So you don't incriminate yourself. You know who did Tory Lanez wrong? Tory Lanez. Yep. Trying to stick to to stick to this nigga street culture and not telling the truth. Yep. Yep. And what he should have did was take the stand. That's what I'm saying. He should have took the stand. Because you lost at this point, you might as well have took the stand. Another person that I'm against publicly, I will always talk about. You don't have to agree with me, Nikki. You don't have to get in trouble with me.
I can't stand Jaguar Wright, man. I'm tired of that shit, man. She just be up
Oh
there
my
capping.
God.
Goodness gracious. She wasn't even there
Oh
for a
my
lot of
God.
shit.
It's not about getting in trouble with
Oh
you. It's
my
about
God.
really everybody stop saying Jaguar predicted, Jaguar predicted. Jaguar ain't been around for 30 years.
Please tell them again.
How she got all of these stories that y'all keep hearing her regurgitate over and over and over? And she's sitting there like some kind of psychic. She's giving you Miss Cleo energy. And all of y'all are sitting there acting like this woman is the most truth-telling. Well, she ain't been wrong yet. You can Google the shit she talking about.
Facts.
You can find it anywhere. She's not telling you some major secret. All of them was doing it. It's the entertainment business. Look at Harvey Weinstein. Look at all these people who have hooked up with their younger people and, these younger women and had sex with the kids in Hollywood. This is an entertainment thing that anybody can find information
Can I give you another one?
You ain't saying nothing new.
In her early interviews, she said she know how she knew she was doing it. They was doing it because she was helping them. She'll she'll remove herself from it.
Yeah.
She said, this woman said she saved women from Epstein Island.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
Wait, what?
You didn't hear that? She said she saved women from Epstein Island.
How'd she get over there?
Exactly. She also said that the reason why Meg and Nikki got beef because they used to eat each other box and she saw the tape. I'm telling you, I ain't going cap. So,
oh my God.
So it's so much, and then people be saying why they ain't sue her yet? I said because you gotta get served to get sued. Where does this woman live? She's always in the car.
No, but she's what do they call it? A nomad? Like
Yeah,
she don't live nowhere. She got arrested in a pool at a hotel one time. Like,
yeah, right.
She don't live nowhere, my man. Like,
right.
This girl said, she said so much wild stuff. I missed the point. You were saying something earlier, but she just constantly acts like she was there for every single thing.
Everything.
And everybody's a problem. And oh my God. She talked about because Mary wants to be Beyonce.
Right.
That's why.
Yeah, she got the voice inflection. She good at, like, she went to Fame or something like that. She know how to talk real nice and
she goes into character.
Yeah, she
goes into character really, really well. And you know what I said when I first started seeing her come on the scene? She was just telling you all the stuff from back in the day, right?
What she been through. And it made sense. The roots and all that. She qualified her.
That was
but
all,
once she left that Philly root stuff, I was like, cat.
Then you started adding all this other stuff. And I said to myself, she knows how to, she's not going to set herself up every day to be on YouTube. Because if I was her, I'll be online every day making my own damn money. I ain't going to take y'all little $1,000-$2,000 y'all trying to give me and y'all making thousands of dollars on clicks from me coming to y'all show. You taking pennies, you taking bird money because that's you got that bird energy. I'm sorry. That's just what you're doing.
Right.
So I'm not a fan of hers at all. Like I used to really think, wow, she could really use a good interview. Somebody could really, what's your story? Because I'm going to tell you what y'all missing. The minute somebody starts to interview her about her, she goes into a shell. She was on somebody's show, some female show. I forget the woman. She's like, Jack, well, nobody ever talks about you. Let's talk about you. You get this. Because you're escaping your own reality and you're pushing it off on other people and you're making other people look crazy. Y'all listening to a woman who put her son's ashes all over her body.
Good.
I'm sorry.
Good night.
Y'all sitting there going, nah, she the real deal. Yo, my man, she not there.
Right.
She's not all there.
Orlando Brown, not there. It's so many of them that.
Yo.
Yeah, but then again, this ties back into the original point. This is black media doing this.
Yes.
Because these other mainstream dudes is like, we not dealing with these loony bands. Yeah, we not.
Everybody can't be the Sun. Everybody can't be the what was it, the Inquirer. Everybody can't be that.
Right.
Somebody got to really give up some information. Somebody got to really downplay some of this stuff that don't make sense. And a lot of shit that Jaguar Wright says does not make sense. There's no way you could be there for every single act that's happening. What it's in your dreams? Is that where it's coming to you?
I think
no way.
A lot of black media platforms have made several six-figure hundreds of thousands of dollars from those
Off of her.
stories, and it's been fed
Absolutely.
to us, and then now it's being regurgitated, debunked information, and now it becomes the truth. You know, an uncontested lie starts to look like the truth. So the fact that Jay-Z won't talk and certain people be like, whatever, Jill Scott won't sue her, Mary won't do this. Now people,
Ain't nobody got time for
yeah,
that.
yes, and that's what I be trying to tell people. You
Ain't
know what
nobody
I'm
got
saying?
time for that.
Yeah,
They letting her go ahead and get her little coin or whatever. If they really wanted to get together, they wanted to shut it down, they can shut it down. But what for? A cease and desist on what? Lies?
right.
Like they're like, we're gonna stop you from lying. Go ahead, we don't got time for that. We're gonna spend money to send paperwork to all of these blogs. You cannot have Jaguar on. Nobody got time for that. I remember when her and Gene Dill was on that show where the guy has the blue couch or whatever that is. And I was looking at that show like,
Yeah.
like both of y'all was confusing the shit out of me because nobody knew what story to tell first. Because old boy got some extra stories too every now and again. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
his stories is a little bit juicy too, like artificial juice, if you will.
But see, this is what happens a
Pulling
lot.
himself away from stuff when you in stuff. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, you know what's funny? Because again, I give this analogy all the time and people don't really be, I can't see, Nikki, you know what it's like to be in the industry, but you stepped away. Some people got kicked out the whip.
Yes.
And now that they kicked out the whip, they want to
Yes.
say, I'm going to tell y'all everything I saw there. But when you was in the whip, you ain't have a problem with nothing. You was in that
Yes.
party too. You was in that bathhouse too. You hit that cocaine too. You smoked
Yes.
some of that stuff too. You took some of them pills. And then the minute they said, you know what? We got tired because one day I broke down what blackballing mean. Blackball mean you was in the club. Blackball don't mean that they kicked you out. I mean, that you was never a part. Blackball mean you was in the club. They had a secret vote and they put white, 5, 6 white balls and many people voted. And when that one secret black ball come out, you out of the club. That's what blackballing means. So when people say, are you blackball? I say, no, because I never was in the club. So
I could be
now,
blackballed. I wasn't in the club.
so now you have people saying what they saw, but you was there too. So if you was there, when did you realize something was wrong? So
And you saw it all.
yeah, so I can't be a street guy and see dudes robbing old ladies, and I ain't do nothing. Then one day I say, y'all was the one robbing old ladies.
Yeah.
What was I doing there? So I was chilling with them.
There?
Exactly.
Yo, I seen him beat that girl so bad.
Yep.
He had her under the car. And you did what?
Yep.
I seen him slap the smother. And you did what?
Yep. Yeah. So Nikki,
Come on.
you know, we could talk probably till like 10 in the morning. We got to do this more often. Please get on your platform and do your own thing.
I am, because you know what? we gotta do some cross stuff. You know.
Yeah, whenever
there's
you
a lot of stuff. There's a lot of information I want to put out there to people. Like I want to do a really big story, which I'm working on now, and I will let you know when, because I want to plug you on it. Jonathan Majors, big story for me. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that people missed in that whole case, and what really happened to him from where I sit and what I see.
Mm-hmm.
It goes back again to us not putting information out there and just going with what mainstream media told us to believe, as opposed to what really happened, and the downfall of some of these Black people because of, you know, we're just treating them like everybody else treating them.
Right.
So there's a couple of big stories that I got that I'm definitely putting together, because I feel like, you know, you got to do research. You got to put it all together.
I do that for them every night. I be going through sources and showing them stuff and teaching them stuff. That's very, very important. Like last night, I taught them the Mann Act. I showed them all the people, what the Mann Act actually is, all the people who was convicted of the Mann Act. And, you know, I like to show them the artwork up here. I have puffy paperwork pulled up. You know, I just like to show them stuff that they need to know based off of what's really going on, opposed to my opinion. See, to me, if I say I heard, I think, that's gossip. But if I show you sources and multiple sources of this is what's being reported, that's what separates journalism from gossip, because all journalists have a source.
Yes.
So it says per ABC News, blah, 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 blah. You can quote a source. But if I say, man, I was on Epstein Island, man, I seen, you're lying. Now you're lying. And people are doing that.
Saved the 2 girls.
Yeah, I saved the 2 girls, man. I was in the boat. I hit them with the backstroke. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of that going on. So,
I cannot.
yeah. But you know, my phone is always available. Whatever you want to do. I'm nice
Thank
with the
you. I
artwork
definitely
too. I
linked you
bodied your
up.
artwork today. You know what I'm saying? I bodied your artwork. I was like, yo, yeah, you know, I do all my artwork too. So, you know, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
If you need
I
a
appreciate you.
if you need a template, whatever you need to do, whatever artwork you need, I
You
do.
don't use StreamYard though, and that's what you
StreamYard
said
is
you don't like
ass. But no, but I
StreamYard.
know how to do it to where I could build you a template with StreamYard. I know, come on, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what I need.
that's the easy part. Yeah, I didn't use StreamYard because it's everybody's look. I wanted to have my own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I wanted to have
Right.
I wanted to have my own thing. So that's why I do this. But yo, we go talk for 20 hours. Make sure y'all hit the
I
like.
know.
Make sure y'all hit and give them your social media one more. Give them your
I will.
YouTube.
Yep.
Give them your
Y'all can get me
YouTube.
on Instagram at I am Nikki D, and I am Nikki D, NIKKID __, and you'll see the blue check. You can also get me on Twitter as OG Nikki D. I'm
You
hardly
never be
there
on
because I
Twitter.
can't.
Never be on Twitter.
I'm never on there because I can't stand Elon Musk either. And I haven't even switched over to X.
Right.
And then it's still Twitter for me.
Right.
And then you can get me on the Nikki D show on YouTube. And sometimes I post music up there. Sometimes, you know, I get in my little shorts. I do little things here and there, but my goal is to absolutely be more consistent because I do want to be that break in all of the salacious information y'all keep getting all day long. So I want to give y'all some stuff y'all can use.
All right, y'all. So this was Nikki D. She ain't
Thank
no,
you, Diamond.
you're
I
not,
love you.
but you're not a legend. No, let's stop. I don't like when we get called legends. You know why? I don't like the
Why?
way black people treat legends. So I don't like to get called a legend. I'd rather say I'm an icon.
I like icon.
I like an icon.
I'll take it.
Yeah, because
I take it. Listen, when people call me OG, and I'll say this on the way out, Ice-T said you can't call yourself an OG. Somebody has to give you that. And when they give you OG, it's out of respect.
Right.
And it's because you have done something that they look up to because you have already done it. So OG, tell me how. So that means that you are the teacher and they are learning from you. And that's when you become an OG. You don't just give yourself that. So a lot of people have given me OG.
So you're an OG,
iconic
iconic OG. Reason why I'm saying
icon. No, I like icon just as much. So you know, we throw around words and stuff
reason why
like
I say that, right?
You know,
reason why I say that because Madonna would be a legend. Cher would be a legend. Mick Jagger is a legend. But they never called them. But they never called them old. They never disrespect them.
Right.
We age a little bit, and we not legends no more. We old, and we need to go sit our ass down. And we need to go sit our ass down. But an icon is forever because you did something iconic. You understand what I'm saying? So
iconic.
Yeah, I'd rather be an icon than a legend because an icon. What's an icon? First of all, it's everything that you touch. You touch it on your phone. You touch the icon. You touch everything, emojis, all that is icons. So it's more, you know, so we coin an icon from now on. We not doing legends no more. Y'all don't treat legends fair. We rather be icons. So that's what it is. This is Nikki D. Make sure you follow her on all social media. She got no filter. I wish if I had a female version, she would be Nikki D No Filter. You know what I'm saying? Because she has no filter. But I got
the kind of filter that people tell me about when they see me, but they don't actually like on the post.
Right.
They'll be like, yo, you be keeping it a buck. And I'm like, I get it. Your job, Nikki, I get it.
Now, Nikki, this is what I go through. My DMs was flooded with those blue checks saying, that's some real shit. But they can't say it. And I like it, and then again, I don't, because I wish more people would stand with me and say, yo, watch him. But they can't. Because it's their job. Like you said, you just said what I told my audience one day. I told them one day, I said, yo, I get a lot of DMs for people. The who's who in hip hop follow me and they be like, yo, you said this, you said that. I'm glad you said that because I fight for the underdog. I fight for people to get their publishing back. I fight for a lot of stuff. You got your album? Right. We talked about that, right? You getting your album back, right?
Oh yeah. It's in 2 years.
2 years, okay. But we did have remember I called you one day like, yo, Nikki, did you get your record? What's your publishing like? See, people don't understand. Some of us are unsung heroes. That ain't for this. You know what I'm saying? But we make the calls because we really love the culture.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? And we actually know how it works now. You know what I mean? We've known how it worked for a long time. But in our space that we're in now, we absolutely know how
the information is there now.
And let me tell you what I don't do I'm a friend of the friendlies, but I ain't slow. So anybody need information, there's definitely a link you're gonna see at PayPal. I'm not gonna give
Oh
you
no,
30
no.
years
Consultation
of
is a must.
experience.
Consultation is a must.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
consultation is a must.
it's a lot of work. Like if people don't get it, like in that hands-on, I don't care what school you go, so you're not gonna get what we got.
Right. Knowledge you can't get in college. And also, if you are a MC period, if you a guy, if you a female and you want to know how to break into this,
Yes.
marketing,
Yep.
promotion,
Yep.
look, type of music style,
Hit me up.
hit her up because she's a
Hit
part
me
of.
up. And it could be a male too, because
That's what I said. I didn't say
know where to
female.
start.
I say male. I said male because she's been around the Tupacs, the Apaches, the Q-Tips, the
Yeah.
Tretch, the DJ Mark, you name them. She's been in the studio with
Been
them.
around all of them. I've been around these people since I was 15 years old. Even 12, I did my first record that no one will ever hear. But I've been around
Where
this
is
stuff
it?
forever. And
Where is the
huh?
12-year-old record?
I did a song with I forgot who the song. It was for a movie soundtrack that I never even. It was one of my friends' mother who was working in production. You know what I mean? And she was like, "Oh, do a song for this movie." It's an independent film. I
Right.
don't even know what the name of the movie is, but I did the song. I was 12. It was cute. I don't know where it went. I
Yeah.
signed some paper probably that said you'll never make a dime. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Thanks for the song.
Yeah. Thanks for the
We'll give you
ride.
credit.
Yeah. All right.
Right.
So that's it, man. We'll talk again. If y'all listen, follow her. If y'all want her back on the channel, y'all tell her, man. We appreciate what y'all did, but one of the main thing is we gotta see these numbers because y'all be giving people numbers, and I don't know if they deserve them. We done took y'all around the world. We done told you some history. We done gave some point of views, but this is her conversation at all times.
Yeah.
This is the icon,
sure.
Nikki D.
For sure.
I'ma holler at
Thank you
y'all
very
later on.
much.
Yup, we will holler later on. Until next time,
Peace.
we are out. Peace.
Thank you.
Yep.